Yeah, I mean that's the kind of the point of me.
Okay, so Reaper's recording. OBS
Oh
is
shit!
recording.
I'm gonna be recording my thing now.
That is a good idea.
Could we have
Yeah.
water?
Let's make sure everyone has headphones.
Could we put that camera?
Have you paid your water bill?
Which
I guess it's fine. No, it's fine.
this camera?
Is that good?
I was saying that this camera's a little bit
No,
off
yeah.
today.
But then I adjusted you guys. I guess I could raise that a little bit to get Tara's very tall head.
All right. Well, I'm recording. Does everyone have headphones?
Not that she has.
I don't think so.
No. Well,
No, wait, hold up. Okay. Baby, come back.
baby, come back.
You guys, you couldn't hear him, and you guys did it exactly the same.
Oh,
Yeah, it was beautiful. There was like an actual.
Well, it sounded like y'all were talking about important shit that I don't need to know about, so
That's why I
took
told
my
him
headphones out.
That's why I kept my headphone in, and then Johnny was like, "What? He doesn't have his headphone in." Yeah, fuck it. What are we on?
Man, I wonder how the. I'm really hoping that we actually have a couple of viewers back that are going to be really surprised by the beardless guy who's your new DM.
I'm already surprised. I don't know who this guy is.
Who's this
Yeah.
charismatic mofo?
This is Zool.
Right.
We talked about this.
Sorry.
Mhm.
It's a funny joke.
No, I believe you.
I showed people his picture because they were like, I don't know who that is. And they were like, oh yeah, no, that's exactly what Johnny looks like right now.
Oh, you know exactly who that is.
No,
I didn't
not
know. I
Victor.
didn't know who he was.
Oh yeah, I bet Victor was really surprised. I should send it to that group chat.
Victor was like,
Who dat?
Who's that guy?
Okay, sorry for being late.
We all were.
I was looking at houses. I was looking at
Everybody was
houses.
late. Before we start streaming, can I get a if you're happy and you know it? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and your face will really show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
So.
Cool. I'm ready.
You know we don't have to do all 30 seconds of that, right?
Yeah,
You
we
know
Oh
we just
yeah,
do
we
that
fucking
literally
do.
once.
No, actually, but here's on the real. If we do it all 3 times, middle one lines up perfectly because that's the most in time, and then you guys don't really care at the end, and then the first one's usually a little sloppy. So I only use the middle one, but it has to be the middle one.
And now we
That's
know.
funny.
True story.
Logic.
Are we healed up, Johnny? along resting?
Yeah, because you slept, and it is now
took a
morning.
nap.
We're starting at morning time.
Sweet.
We're starting ever so slightly before you would like to wake up.
Oh wait, I have to leave in my notes. That I
Just
need-
like every day normally starts when you're an adult.
Yeah.
I have to improvise the speak of the bard now. Shit, I forgot to write that.
Oh, that's next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking it off.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's better for your health.
I also have, like, one of my final essays that I have to write now. So.
Perfect.
That's good timing. I'm glad that I was chose then to go to Berlin.
You what?
I've also decided I'm only going to travel to places that start with the letter B. So I'm going to Berlin, Belfast, maybe I'll go to Bucharest next. Beirut.
Did you just say Beirut?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, you should go to
Norway,
Little
Beirut.
Beirut.
Little Beirut.
Yeah, come on back.
Alright, folks, shall we?
You're invited.
Are we ready for this?
We are.
I'm so fucking ready.
Oh boy. Yeah,
Oh,
Johnny.
what's this new microphone?
No, it's my standard one.
Yes.
But since we're doing single input, I figured I'd bring my more powerful one.
Okay.
Until we figure out how to properly do double input.
Gotcha.
I mean, we know how to properly do it. I meant like all the
Echo.
reflection shit.
Yep.
Yep. Anyway, I'm ready.
Real quick,
Are we streaming?
Christina, can you say stuff to see how well it picks you up?
What should I say? I'm just gonna keep talking. Is it working?
Yeah.
How is
Yeah,
it picking
I
me
can
up?
hear
Is
you.
it good? Is it bad?
It looks okay.
It looks okay.
Yeah.
This is even my loud voice.
Well, shout.
I can hear you.
Ah! It's the scream effects of Dungeon Dread.
Mood. Okay, cool.
Ready?
We are.
I'm hitting the stream button.
I like that.
Quick show of hands. How many times has Johnny messaged each of you talking about how exciting this game will be?
You know,
Literally
you
not
know
at
it's
all.
streaming.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like okay.
This is a nice way to transition into the. All right,
No, I messaged you directly, Ben, and then I did put one thing in the group chat, and that was it.
Yeah, no.
Also, you said it during OHAM. You're like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have plans for you.
Honestly, I have written out so much shit in preparation for me being off for a week. That like basically I have the entire rest of this chapter written. It's done. It's written.
Good. I'm very excited.
Nice.
No good of themselves shall listener hear. Speak of the devil and she shall appear. Live from Portland, Oregon and Belfast, Northern Ireland, this is Speak of the Devil, a new live streamed Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live play and cooking show. Brought to you by Infinity Break, where we're telling stories our own way. This show is broadcast live right here on twitch.tv/Infinity Break Gaming and on infinitybreak.net/SOTD. We encourage y'all to participate in the adventure by talking with each other during the show, but we'll be paying attention to the story for the most part, but I will be keeping an eye on the chat from time to time. Before we get started, could you take the time to share our link around to help spread the word so that more people can join us on this devilish adventure? Thank you. We appreciate your support. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen and other identifiers, please welcome to the stage the mastermind behind this misadventure, the devil himself. Johnny Ronaldo.
Last week, this fucking pausing ass motherfucker. Last week on our adventure, our adventurers escaped the church where they were ambushed. They found holy water. They found an abomination and several bugbears and hobgoblins. On their return, Gulscythe was imprisoned by the Resistant Council for being a mole. Vermal got a potential lead from Gulscythe during a private visit to the dungeon, and then everybody went to bed. And now we join them in the morning, slightly before they would like to wake up, which is when adults have to wake up most of the time, and there's a knock at the door.
Oh, a knock. Well, that's better than them kicking the door in.
How immersive. It's your house.
Hi! I crawl out of bed towards the fucking door, waking me up and shit. Open the door.
You open the door and you find Percy, standing there with what looks like a crossbow without arms in his hand. And he just walks into your room and then, like, takes the door out of your hand and shuts it.
Cool.
Perhaps I misheard that.
Hello, Percy.
Hi, good morning. I made the thing.
Oh, the water gun.
What's a gun? No, we don't.
Yeah,
The water crossbow.
So,
yeah. Did you?
I go over to my supplies and I pull out the 3 vials of holy water and just sort of like,
All right, but first, and he points at Tordek. You have to tell me why you have my bandolier, and you all have to tell me why you know my name, and why you already know me.
We met in Phandalin.
I did not meet you in Phandalin.
Yeah, no. It was like a few weeks ago, but yeah, we met you in Phandalin.
You
Yeah,
gave me
but
your
you-
bandolier.
But you already knew my name, and he pulls out like his version of that bandolier. He's like, I have the bandolier that I made right here. How do you have it too? How are there 2 bandoliers?
Maybe you just
That
are
I
not
made.
making another one.
Sounds like
I
you
never
are.
forget making things. Making things is what I do.
We definitely met you back in Phandalin. And can I roll persuasion on that?
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I got that. That's a 26.
All right. So we met in Phandalin, right?
Yeah.
So we met there. How do you have a bandolier that I haven't made yet?
I'm fucking this up real bad. There we go. It's worse than it was before.
It is so crooked.
worse or better?
Yeah, well, there's a bit of a height disparity between the other 2 people on this show. Cool. We were saying? Sorry.
Defend your bandolier, Tordek.
So how do you have this thing that I made that is in my hand and it's on you, and it's in my hand.
Well, they're clearly two different bandoliers.
And he like flicks down one of his little like many magnifying glasses that he wears on his head, and he flicks one down and he looks at it real quick and he's like, "No, they're the same one."
Well, they can't be the same one because
The certainty.
they can't be the same one because I mean, he has one and you have one, so they're not the same one.
That's my confusion too, because they are the same one, and I know that they're the same one because I'm weird and particular,
But there's two of them.
which is why you have to tell me where you got it before I give you the gun.
Your brother.
My brother is a shit craftsman. I know you're lying.
No, but he like took it from you and made you forget making it.
Roll a deception.
He did?
Oh wow, that's actually really good. 19.
Any sufficiently high persuasion check is going to also fool Dareth. Incidentally.
Oh wow.
Okay, so he gave it to you, right? So he gave it to you. So where did he get a second one?
I don't know. You know, I really am not your brother's keeper.
All right, and he hands over the gun. But when I get back to Phandalin, that motherfucker has some explaining to do. Also, it kind of seems like you are you. We're not gonna like stay here forever, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, no.
So
Their town smells like shit.
Oh
so-
wait, are you traveling with us?
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you. I don't know if you know this based on that last conversation about the whole I make stuff things, but I make stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you ever need like
We met you,
stuff
brother.
made,
I like stuff.
We all like stuff.
What kind of stuff?
well, I've got this like jacket, and it's got these little pieces of a knife, and you can put all the pieces together, and then you've got a knife. But you can like walk into places where you couldn't have a knife, and no one will know that you have it.
Can we assume those hand gestures are canon?
Yes,
Oh, they
absolutely.
Oh, they are definitely canon.
That is classic Percy.
Oh no.
I'm not really a fan of
He's
leather.
so naive.
No, tell me about this knife.
Yeah, it's just in like
Knife
several
jacket.
pieces, but they like look like decorative pieces of the jacket.
Like,
And then you take them off and put them together, and they're a knife.
so it's a jacket
And
that
then you
turns
break
into
it
a
apart,
knife?
you put it back in the jacket.
No, it's a jacket with pieces of a knife on the jacket.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
pieces? Like, is it easy to put together?
Yeah, it takes like 30 seconds.
I've got that kind of time for a knife.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I'd sell it to you for like 1,000 gold.
Oh, you're adorable.
What else do you have? I'm not a big fan of leather.
I've got this, and he pulls out this little metal box, and he flicks open the top of it, and a flame just like emits out of the top. It's basically a Zippo. And he just holds it up like it's the most amazing thing that has ever happened, because at this point in time, it kind of is.
Dareth is very impressed.
It's impressive. I like that.
I mean, he is just carrying flame around with him in his pocket. And it's
yeah, but it's
And then
like,
he flicks it shut, very
Like-
impressed. Like, if you were 13 and you flicked a Zippo shut for the first time, how impressive that you feel like you are. And he's like, yeah.
I mean, but to be fair, Percy basically has the personality of a really dorky 13-year-old. So
Yeah. I mean, he has the personality of ska music and mozzarella sticks.
yes.
yeah.
So how much do you charge for the pocket fire device?
The pocket fire device, the fire starter as I call it, is 200 gold pieces.
I'll buy it.
How do you have 200 gold?
I have 381 gold, and I'm not sure why.
I have not been paying attention to how
So he hands you the thing when you hand him the gold.
I apparently have this huge sack that I just heave out of nowhere.
I have gloves that make it easier to hold on to weapons. I have glasses that make it so that people can't like flash a light at you and blind you. I've got
My hands are already like-
this one isn't super creative, but I've got a cast iron pot, and if you put it on your head, nobody can hit you in the head.
Oh, impressive.
Not the.
Wait,
How much
they
do you
can't
charge
hit
for
you in the
that?
head, or
I mean, they can hit the pot, but like it's a fucking cast iron pot. Like, what are they gonna do to it? It'll just like hit the pot, and then you're fine.
and then the pot like reverberates on your head.
You know, don't think about it too much.
What are you, a member of the National Football League?
That's my job.
Well, those are impressive.
So I can go with you, right? You're not gonna leave me here in this hellhole.
No, Percy, we're not gonna leave you behind.
No, Percy, you
And
can stay.
Percy gives Tordek the biggest, squeeziest hug.
Now hold on.
He does not let go of Tordek and turns and looks at Derek.
Maybe
Torrek's just over here like,
you can come if you give us a discount on some of these items.
Keep in mind, we'll
All
pretty
right,
much
I'll take 10% off. How does that sound?
Deal.
I like how you negotiate for a discount after already purchasing something from him.
Percy, being the absolute class act that he is, hands you back 20 gold pieces.
What's this for?
Your discount.
Oh, honey.
Oh. Yeah, I guess.
Percy's the best.
Well, just know that what
Well-
I was going to say would have helped you in that negotiation had he not been a pushover.
Well, I gotta be honest. This is a lot of socializing for me. I'm gonna go back to my workshop.
Nerd.
I think that might be a
Yes.
good idea, Percy.
Thanks for the fire starter. And I,
He
like, flip it
finally
open
lets you go.
sometimes.
And then just like walks away without saying anything.
Eden has his eyes occasionally glancing over to Dareth to make sure Dareth doesn't hurt himself or others.
He's not on fire yet.
Yeah. And just every once in a while, I'll just kind of, hey, stay away from the bed sheets. Don't.
Like flips it open.
Are there
and
sheets
like
on the
looks
bed?
at it.
Or-
Probably not. Oh, just hay.
Yeah, I
right?
was gonna say, this is like
Keep it away from the hay.
operation.
Keep it away from the.
No, I thought they were bunk beds.
Yeah, they're bunk beds, but like,
All right, the
Would
bed
there be-
frame is still wood.
I don't know that I would put hay in a bunk bed.
I mean, it's not hay, it's like a hay stuff.
This joke wasn't that good. Don't worry about it.
We are now dissecting the
Can I roll
really
an
unnecessary things.
Can I roll an
Telling
investigation on the hay bed to see what it's made of?
Like, is the pillow down?
This joke
with all
wasn't that
this?
good. Don't worry about
You
it.
absolutely may not. Let's move it along.
I like flip the lighter open
Have you
and
met
like
us? We
stick
will
my
take the
finger
worst
in it.
jokes.
Actually, lab, could you just set me on fire? Thank you.
Alright, I set him on fire.
Oh,
Oh
thanks.
no.
We could've
Is
got
there a
this.
pit under this bed?
I cast fireball.
Roll a con save.
Well, sweet. That was a weird way to wake up.
So,
Good
roll
chat,
a-
team.
So you have a small thing that makes fire
Yeah, look
without
at it.
magic.
Click,
It's
click.
gotta go. It's gotta go.
Johnny.
So, what are we doing? What were we
What
gonna
are
do
you
today?
doing?
We're all sitting in the room
Oh.
after Percy left.
Right,
Sorry.
but I meant like after that. We're gonna leave, right?
I don't. If you want to,
Somebody jog my memory. Did we have the actual revelation at the end of the last session?
Yes.
Yeah.
We all said it explicitly.
We
I
need to go
don't-
talk to the
I don't know that we
flag.
did we say it explicitly?
I don't recall telling y'all anything about.
Yeah, I don't
guys-
think it's been said
No,
No,
explicitly.
no, you came back and we had a discussion about
Did
it.
we?
Yeah, you guys
I
talked
remember having
about
definitely
the fact that nobody had that the like piece of paper with your faces on it did not have Tordek's face, and that is public knowledge.
Right.
Yeah, but did we explicitly figured out as a bartender, right?
Yeah. Or we came to the conclusion that it was.
Well, we came to the.
Yeah, because there was even an argument where Dareth was like, "No, he's like the coolest guy."
Okay.
Okay, so
Alright.
we are okay. Cool. I just want to make sure we said that out loud so that we just didn't psychically become aware of it.
Well, I mean, you know, there's downtime even between sessions
Right, we
for our
could've
We don't.
characters.
Yeah, we don't need to be psychic to know that Dareth thinks that everybody is trustworthy.
Sure, implied chit chat.
Oh yeah, Dareth does think everyone is trustworthy. It's really sad, actually.
Which is hilarious
His whole
because he
character is
totally
really
got
sad.
his book stolen for a little bit there.
Yeah, but then he just
Shouldn't
like
trust everybody.
destroyed that motherfucker.
Yeah, a bit.
All right, so folks, we have a bit of a responsibility this morning, I think.
So are we
What, this
going
morning
to
as
go?
opposed to
I mean,
every day?
you know, evil only happens when good men do shit. So we should probably go.
Evil happens regardless of what we do. Anyway, let's move along.
No,
guys.
I like that quote.
Which
When
one?
good people don't do shit. That's good. I'm gonna put that on a bumper sticker.
TM, that Helen.
So So
It's like 30-cent royalties, Joe.
CR.
So we're going to
Yeah.
the what was it called?
Are we going to?
Staghorn Flagon.
Yeah, but are we doing that, or are we going to the council and telling them what we found, or are we just gonna attack them, or?
We should probably have reinforcements.
We should just go.
Okay.
We could track down Jeremiah.
I mean, the
seeing as how
council.
he's the one that we're supposed to be talking to
I feel like we
before the rest of
should
the
tell
council.
somebody in the council so that they're just like.
Every time they get involved, it's this big hassle, and they have to have a meeting.
Yeah, but we just told Jeremiah, and he
We
doesn't
could-
tell anybody
we could
because
just
he's
go-
kind of like not that great at being a leader.
Also, I don't really want to kick in the door and be like, "What's up? We made a mistake."
Wait,
Ah, shite.
can we go kick in a door?
Oh no. Last I was speaking metaphor.
Oh no, we're gonna
Like
kick
Jeremiah's
in the
door?
Yes.
Hypothetical. This
Oh.
is hypothetical.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Let's kick in his
No,
door.
no, I didn't mean to get your hopes up.
Fine.
I don't know what a tiefling looks like. Do you?
Fine.
Yeah.
Did you just say you don't know what a tiefling looks
I'm
like?
so sorry. Good night.
well,
Alright, so
That's it for this week on If Speak of the Devil and this fucking nightmare.
So what's the deal? Are
don't
we
know what
gonna?
a fucking tiefling looks like.
Oh no,
God
wait!
damn
I
it.
know exactly what Vermal looks like because it's your head or
Yeah,
on Facebook.com.
duh.
On Facebook.com. Did
Yes.
you have to add the .com on there?
Yes, it's
Sorry.
a website. It's
Sorry,
on the internet.
Facebook.tumblr.com.
www.
http://
Wait a
You
minute.
forgot the colon.
You forgot the calling. You're never gonna get there.
You're never.
Alright, so do we want to go
Facebook
up?
is broken.
Good. Let it die. So do we want to just go in there and admit we made a mistake, or do we want to tell Jeremiah one-on-one, or do we just want to go fuck it and
I'm
storm
sorry,
down
who-
this bar?
Who
Let's
made
head
a
to the
mistake?
bar.
Well, all of us, but I think it might have specifically been me.
Oh, alright. Well,
It wasn't,
I'm
that's
glad you're
anxiety.
giving so much credit around.
Look, we
Hey,
go.
wait, whose fault was it? Do we recall?
I
Whose
don't.
fault was what? That Dulcife got blamed for...
Oh, it was just all of our faults because we
Okay,
got
cool.
ambushed at the church, and he was the only one who knew about the plan, and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm. Because he
Cool.
was at the bar getting drunk.
What if we, instead of just going in there and saying that we did something wrong, instead we go find out so that we can have good news when we come back?
So you want to go to jail?
So we're gonna go
Oh,
there.
Jeremiah loves it when we show up having already done something.
Okay.
Exactly, we do
So-
things. That's what
Shut
we
the
do.
fuck up! So we're taking a vote because none of you seem to be able to do anything well. Who would like to tell Jeremiah first?
Well, so you've already won.
No, that's two. There's
yeah,
two of us.
that's two.
There's only okay.
There's
But
two
it's
and
the two
two.
responsible ones,
It's
so.
the two of
And there's
us
three of
and
us left.
Pippin.
Alright, fine.
Pippin's always on
Pippin's
my
just
side.
wagging his tail.
I'm raising my hand for Jeremiah as well.
Okay,
Alright,
Push
it's a
over.
consensus.
let's go talk to Jeremiah.
Well,
Then I kick
I
the
don't see
door
the
open.
point.
I put my kilt back on.
I am fully okay with Fernal kicking the door open.
Why are we kicking the door?
Morning, motherfucker!
I like it.
Hello!
Are you canon kicking the Jeremiah's door open?
Oh no. I was kicking the door open to our room
Oh, there you
No,
so
go.
that we
gotcha.
could leave and
Uh,
find Jeremiah.
I think the door.
Percy
opened
left it
inward.
open.
We'll close it.
Then I kicked it open and then I
Kick it
kicked
close.
open.
But this is really important. Does it open the?
I'm pretty sure
It
Yeah,
opens
does it go
inward.
this way
Yeah,
or
I mean,
does it
if
go
it's
into
a
the
bedroom,
room?
It opens.
It opens into the room.
I was gonna say if it's a well-designed like hole in the ground, then yeah, it should go into the room.
Okay, because that would be great if, like, because the door was unlocked, it kind of opened. If you just kind of fell through it as you kicked.
Or if it went the other way, so you just like kick a hole through the door.
Oh boy. Okay. So yeah, off we fuck off elsewhere.
So you are at Jeremiah's door.
Vermal, you know what to do. Coward.
What?
That was a mumble.
Jeremiah like
I'm not angry at
opens the
Jeremiah.
door first, just like a little bit, and peeks through, and then he goes, "Oh, it's you guys. Hold on 1 second," and then he closes it, and you hear like a chain lock thing like being undone, and then he fully opens the door.
Oh, I was really hoping for like 50 chain locks.
Just 20 seconds.
Come in.
Hi.
I go in.
I think this is the first time that you're in Jeremiah's room. It's like kind of nice for being like a hole in the ground underground, and it has like a small seating area, and he like motions to the seats.
Oh, you entertain guests.
I sit.
But well, yes, I often have people coming here for small council.
I stand. I do not sit.
Eden winks.
Jeremiah also does not sit.
Small council, he says.
What can I help you with this morning?
We're not entirely convinced that Gullscythe is the mall.
Yes, we discussed that at length.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this time, we have a person that we do think it is. I don't know what you're thinking, that's what we said last time. But this time we're... You know what, I wouldn't trust me either.
Can I just... One thing before we get started talking about this. Did you do anything?
No, they wouldn't let me do anything.
He looks around at the rest of you like, oh, thank Christ. Whoever that is.
I said we should just go take care of it, but they no.
Well, I'm glad that they're not like letting you make decisions anymore. What new information have you? I just assume that's who was making the decisions before.
Dear God, no. Well, we're all just a little nervous that he has fire.
No, I pull that out and like pull it out.
Hey, look at this thing!
You had already forgotten. Oh, that's right!
I do have fire.
Did you steal that from Percival?
No, I bought it from him.
All right.
It's fair trade on the free and open market.
Look, it's fire. I put it up to his face.
Jesus. Lad. Eden Cannon pushes down his hand. No, we haven't done anything yet. We put together some more of the facts. There was some stuff we didn't realize a little earlier on, and we think we have more sufficient evidence to put a different person behind bars who wasn't the person that we put in there earlier.
Well, this would have been great to have last night, but let's hear.
Sure fucking would, wouldn't it? No, look, lad, I'm be straight with you on this one. We did fuck up. But we're being honest about it now. I mean, not that it was intentional, but you know.
Redgrave,
Out with it.
What?
get to the point.
Oh. So you know the Staghorn flagon?
Yes.
Somebody else take over. I forgot the dude's name.
Criven at the Staghorn Flagon, we think, is the guy who's been informing.
Well, most of us do.
They think.
Well, I mean, first of all, of course I know the Staghorn Flagon. It's my fucking bar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but this is gonna be bad news then.
The other bar, however,
The Flaghorn Stagon is. Sorry, continue.
You guys would know also, because somebody, I think it was Declan, mentioned that Jeremiah used to own that bar, and then Criven took over when Jeremiah was captured.
there we go.
So here's our thought process. Every time we've met Gullscythe, it's been there, and every time we've been busted, it's been with Gullscythe. So we think,
But Criven's close too.
But Gullscythe is just, he's so well-intentioned. He's drunk, but he's just
I mean, his
so-
intention is to be drunk. I don't know how well that is.
I mean,
Unless you
it's
mean well
Work
whiskey.
for him.
Oh, I was really hoping you went there. Thank you.
You're kind of an
And-
asshole,
Well, that doesn't represent all of our views.
Wait.
told you we should have gone and done it.
Oh, lad. Alright. How
Why
are
are
you,
you
man?
sticking up for the person who took over your bar?
I'm not sticking up for him. I'm specifically not sticking up for him.
Alright.
I didn't say anything in reply to this information yet. I just said shit about Gullscythe.
Yeah, alright. Perhaps we have not presented sufficient evidence on this one.
Yes.
So, yeah, every time we've fucked up, it's after we've met in the bar. Occasionally, as we are there, people come out of the back of the bar with their faces a little bit fucked up with blood. Which, now that I think about it, isn't the strongest evidence in our favour.
Well, that is quite concerning. I would say that there's one thing that you might not already know. I placed my anti-scrying stone in your friend's bag, and he motions to Tordek. So that means that no one would have been able to scry on you during your meetings there.
Only if I was there. Which I mostly have not been. I think I've been there once.
So whoever's been doing this doesn't know Tordek. We haven't seen Tordek's name, face on other papers.
Right. But didn't know me up until yesterday.
Jeremiah turns around and he goes and grabs a stack of papers and he shuffles through them, and then he puts the 2 different sheets that you found with your faces on them. And you're not on either of these.
And Tordek also wasn't there when we met with Goldsight the 2 times so far for the plan.
I've
And
only
both
been there
times.
to eat.
Both times we met.
That was our initial clue. But made us think Goldsight about that.
When did you eat there?
Yesterday morning?
About 9-ish?
So before the church.
Before the church.
But only an hour or 2 before the church.
So, yes, you likely wouldn't have had time.
Meanwhile, we're concerned that Golseth was in his room sleeping about, but, we have no accounting for what Crippen was.
Here are my thoughts. I think that we should talk to Criven. Maybe not let on that he's being investigated for anything, but just, feel out the place. I think that... What tasks have you left for the other 2? The other generals?
The
Medical
caravan and the prism.
And the
And
drugs.
No, we did the drugs.
What?
no, we didn't do the drugs.
No, we didn't do the drugs.
And more specifically, didn't find out who is spreading the drugs.
Yeah, we did.
Which was the mission. No.
Well, it's, it's the bad people.
Yeah.
Well, duh.
That's all we need
The
to know.
villain is to blame?
We already knew that part. That's why the investigation in the first place.
Yeah, but it's whoever's...
We know from whence they
Whoever,
came.
exactly.
Prison.
Aye, that's what I said.
So my thought
Didn't
is,
say prison.
you feel him out in conversation. Maybe drop a detail about, hey, we're going to this caravan place, or the highwayman, or we're going to this part of town, and then you go there and you just see if you're expected.
So classic
And more
is-
importantly, if now with Tordek with you, in fact, maybe even have Tordek talk to him directly, see if his face starts showing up on those sheets. I think that would be fairly damning evidence.
Classic mystery.
Derek,
In
who
the
I believe
meantime,
is the only one-
Tordek, I'm sorry for the subterfuge. I suggest you leave that rock in your bag so that you cannot be scried upon.
The subterfuge?
What word was that, Johnny?
The subterfuge?
Subterfuge. I'm okay with it. I knew what he meant.
Subterfuge?
Subterfuge? I'm gonna make fudge now, and that's gonna be the name of it. The subterfuge.
Yes. You should make it in the shape of the scepter. Oh, and I'm totally gonna lean into Jeremiah and be all like, he actually knew the stone was there the whole time. And then I just give him a wink.
I am unsurprised that you would have known, not my most sneaky these days, and he sort of waves his nub.
I forgot.
It was a good try.
But I appreciate that you trusted me enough to leave it there. You did leave it there.
Mhm.
Oh, thank Christ. Whoever that is.
Whoever that is.
Thank the
That's from the-
gods.
No, we've established the Bible is a play in this world.
Thank he who was.
Alright, so we're gonna
So
go
we have a plan.
now. Are we gonna send Tordek into the bar without the rest of us?
Well, why don't we just go get breakfast?
Oh, we're gonna get
So-
breakfast.
Do it stealthy.
If you go without Tordek, he might not know that Tordek is part of your crew.
In cleric college, I was part of this.
Not a cleric.
You're a cleric! Bless some water!
In medical school.
Lad, I went to clerical college. That does not make me a cleric.
Clerical
They offer multiple degrees. I didn't get a cleric degree. which is
Oh, so
not
you're one
real
of the
thing.
paperwork clerics.
Bitch, I swear.
That explains a lot.
Shut the fuck up.
Got it with an accent, that's canon.
Yeah, no it is. Back in clerical college, I was part of this improv troupe. I'm saying what we need to do, so we need to act out the scene as though we were planning for a mission that won't exist, like you say, to throw them off the right course, and
We're
perhaps
just getting too into it. We just need to go and talk.
I had lines ready to go.
I don't know if you know this,
Well,
mate, but that's not
well.
how improv works.
Well, yeah, you're right.
So, okay,
Right, nothing
we're
about
gonna
it.
It's a
write the
cult.
script.
Write a script and then improv it.
Interior bar.
I don't think that Dareth would be capable of improv.
I'm pretty sure Dareth is nothing but improv.
I'm 100% sure that all Dareth does is yes and.
Microchips. That was for Johnny. Sorry.
So before the good doctor teaches us all to be better actors, I'm just gonna like pull him back a little bit by the shoulders. I'm like, it's okay, over here. Just,
I'm doing space work.
it's fine, it's fine.
Did you go to improv or was it
Mine school. Yeah. I minored in mining.
All right, so we go there, we talk loudly, eat breakfast.
Yeah, are you gonna come in after us, Torda,
No, I'm just gonna go and
Okay,
all
yeah.
of you.
or are you gonna go
We
in
should all
with
go
us?
together.
Yeah. Why would I come in separately? I don't understand why you all are like hung up on the idea of me being separate.
So that he doesn't
No,
know
the
that
whole
we're together.
The whole
No, the
point
point
is
is
so
so
that
that
he
he
does,
does.
so that I show
You s-
up on the papers.
Oh.
Jeremiah leans in. You specifically want him to think that you're together.
Well, let's
That
go.
is how the plan works.
Cool. Oh, I'm hungry. Let's go.
No,
Yes.
I'm
Get some of those eggs.
not.
Scene
Don't
transition.
you dare!
Jared.
Don't you dare!
Scene transition.
Not
Scene
get the edge,
transition.
Jared. Please.
So you guys,
Fade.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my prior knowledge of you all to say that you probably are sneaky on your way there.
Yeah.
Yes.
As
Yes.
much as we can
And
be.
that you're
Correct.
just gonna give me sneak rolls without me asking for them.
Yeah, of course you would. 19.
15, 14, sorry.
Also 14.
18.
Cool. You all make it to the bar without incident.
Are we in the bar?
No awkward eye contact with horses.
Yes.
Could I choose to make?
Yeah, I mean that's just failing a stealth roll.
No, I want this one. Alright, so we throw. I want to like throw open the door to, like, basically announce our presence.
You throw open the door and it hits a person who turns around and is just like, "What the fuck, man?" And you notice that the bar is like fucking packed. Like you've never seen it this full of people. Everyone has like large platefuls of food. It's like a madhouse.
Is it loud?
Yeah.
Are there any seats at the bar so we are closest to Cricket?
There is. You can see like one like long community table with enough room for 4 people at the end of it, but the bar is just like crowded over.
Let's go grab those spots.
Yeah.
And also, I'd like to perceive approximately how many people are in this room. Yeah, so that's a 6.
You're gonna guesstimate around 30.
Okay.
So while we're walking over to the table, I want to basically be very boisterous and like trying to draw attention to us. And I'm gonna roll a performance check to do so.
Yeah.
That would be an unnatural 20.
Nice. You're making like a big show of like, oh, it's good to see the bar so full, and blah, blah, blah. And you sit down, and Criven. By the time you're seated, you notice Criven is already like halfway shuffling towards you with like silverware and mugs, and he sets the mugs down, and they're full of coffee already. I remembered that you liked coffee. and he sets all of the silverware down, and he goes, "We just got a shipment of real, actual, nourishing meats." And he just has like the biggest smile on his face.
That's wonderful news.
We would like a plate of your finest meats.
We would like one meat.
Notice how you didn't specify what kind of meat? A little nervous.
We
And
would
eggs.
like your
I mean,
meats.
Various meats? Would you like
That sounds really
sausages? Would you
fucked up.
like a steak?
Yes.
Steak and eggs for everybody.
Do you have any potatoes?
Yes.
Yes,
Potatoes.
steak and potatoes. That's
Steak
a
and
strange
potatoes.
breakfast, but that's fine.
Wait,
That's a very
I
normal
want
breakfast.
eggs.
Not a normal
God damn it,
breakfast.
Derek.
3 orders of steak and potatoes and 1 order of steak and eggs.
Please
Is there
don't
anything
give me
else?
eggs.
No, Derek doesn't get eggs.
I want eggs.
Gareth specifically is not allowed eggs.
I will tip you extra if you give me eggs.
No, he won't.
No bad.
Double
when
his
you
offer.
get
Listen,
it.
in my bar, I respect people's right to choose.
Oh, and I choose to introduce you to our good friend Tordak here.
We've met, but he
Oh,
still goes
really?
to shake your hand anyways. Yes, you had soda bread last time you were here, if I remember. You're the person that ordered coffee? No. And then he points to Vermal. No, you ordered coffee.
Oh, yes.
Mm.
He's friendly.
Almost forgot there. My legendary memory almost failed me.
Oh, it must be good to have good memory.
It saved me a lot of trouble, let me tell you. Is there anything else I can get you, or should I just take this order back?
No, we have a secret mission to discuss, so if you would leave us alone, please.
Oh yes. Did you want the back room?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And then he
absolutely.
goes the back room, and then he leans in. And he's like, "Did you want the back room?"
Yes, if it is available, absolutely.
Yes. This is a little more crowded than the bar normally is, so
Right.
I won't show you back to avoid suspicion. But you know where it is. Just let yourself in.
Got it.
Finger guns.
Andrew, I swear to God. I appreciate it. I appreciate the
So,
complete
are-
lack of.
Are we approaching the quiet space in back?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
okay,
guys
then I can walk
mosey
before-
around back to the.
Before we get there, though,
Mhm.
I kind of want to just like huddle up with everybody, like in the hallway or something, and just kind of be all like, what if somebody's listening to the room?
That's the whole point. That's literally the whole point.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
A lie.
You think it's the room and not the cribbing?
No, it's the Criven listening in on the
A
room.
cribbing.
Oh.
I mean, I know how to give it to the both.
Oh, he's probably like hiding somewhere. Sweet, cool.
It's
Never
probably-
mind.
Yeah,
Go.
false
Look
wall,
at all the paintings that have the eyes cut out.
Yes, yes. Cool. Let's go in the room.
We head towards the room.
All right. It's unlocked when you get to it.
Sweet. Open it. Kick.
Yep.
Kick it.
Do you actually kick it open?
No, I want to though.
Okay.
Vermal is
You
just-
open it and it's empty and looks just like it did last time you were there.
So it's exactly like it did last time.
So-
Let's grab a seat.
Let's discuss our secret mission.
You know, now that we have the room to ourselves before the food comes, I was wondering if we could discuss that barbarian camp in the north that we're supposed to recruit from.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
We should discuss that, absolutely.
What barbarian camp?
Oh, well, I guess you weren't in the room, but Jeremiah was telling us about this group of barbarians that they spotted up north. And they think they might be strong fighters to help us in our charge against the bad guys whose
Oh.
name I'm forgetting. So that's why we are going to travel north later today.
Oh, okay.
And they like to fight things that are really, really scary and strong. So we're gonna try to get them to help with that because there are scary and strong things nearby.
Well, it
Yes.
sounds like they would be a great help.
Yes,
Yes.
barbarians are easily swayed by gold, and we have a little bit of gold.
We do.
And the
what-
door swings open, and Criven comes in with a platter with all of your plates on it, and he just sets it in the middle of the table, and he goes, "All right," and then leaves.
Thanks.
Nice talking to you, lad. Anyway, but you know, I mean, they might be a little bit expensive, but I'm sure we can say, like, there's a bunch of gold, there's fresh meats at the tavern, you know, we can bring them back as customers. And,
Oh,
Do you
there
think
you
they're
go.
gonna sell
You
that?
give them money and then they spend money in the community.
that's what I'm saying, it's
Yes.
local bodyguard.
Yes, I'm sure Criven would love that.
Yeah, so that's why we're going up north later today.
Okay.
Which I say extraordinarily clearly and loudly.
North.
We're
Later
going-
today, we're going north.
we're going north, but we should discuss
Later
the route.
today.
Can I have everyone make a deception check?
Shit, sorry.
You're being way too contrived.
I think I'm doing great, thank you.
I got an unnatural 20.
I got a 7.
I got an 11.
18.
Cool.
Minus 1, so it's all me.
Did my
I was
unnatural
gonna say,
20
you're a lot more
save us?
convincing than we are.
You'll find out.
I have negative charisma.
I only have +1.
I have
So
+5. I rolled 11.
you have +5 and you rolled 11. So
As in 11 total. I rolled a 6. Anyway, let's eat.
Yeah.
So I think we should discuss the way in which we're going towards north. I think that we should go around the city toward the east. And we should leave probably around noon. Get there by the time the sun is highest, which would be around 2:11, I suppose. And head back.
Yeah.
No later than dusk.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds
All right,
workable
let's
to
eat.
me. Sweet.
I'm glad we have this talk.
And I only eat the potatoes.
You
not-
were such a bad actor.
That's the point.
I only eat the potatoes, not the meat.
I main character, I have negative charisma.
Are you gonna finish that?
Oh yeah, go for it.
You are gonna finish it?
No. I mean, like, if you want some more steak, you just
Okay.
help
right.
yourself.
Potatoes sound
Help
really
yourself.
good.
I've got the potatoes and I've got the coffee. That's all I need right now.
Did Johnny praise us?
If I gave you feedback immediately, it would ruin the entire plan that you just laid out.
Damn, I just need you to tell me if I did good.
Out of
You did
character.
good, Ben. You did good.
Cool, I'll have the inspiration myself.
As you finish up your food, Criven comes in and starts like clearing off the extra plates. He like walks in, goes to like start clearing the plates, and then like goes, oh shit, and then turns around and like closes the door and like turns around and like finger guns you guys like, hi, close the door because this is a secret room, and then like proceeds to clean up the plates.
I pretend to believe him.
Is he still in the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want him to like? He's still doing his thing. If you want to talk to him, you can talk to him, or then he just leaves with the thing.
No, I just want him to leave.
Cool. Then he leaves.
Can I do an investigation on the room?
Yeah.
19.
There are no wall decorations. It's literally just like an empty room with a table and chairs. You notice that unlike the rest of the bar, the floor is dirt. And you also notice that unlike the rest of the bar, like the two of the walls seem to have different colored wood. And the other two walls seem like they were at one point an outdoor wall. So this room seems like a recent add-on.
Are there any paintings with their eyes cut out in this room?
There's
No,
no
there's no
wall
decoration.
decoration.
I want to look under the table. Investigate under the table.
Cool.
Okay, that would be 17 plus. Yeah, let's make that an unnatural 20.
Under the table there is a dirt floor.
I found it.
There's dirt under here.
I found it.
Alright, well I think that we should be heading out.
To the east.
Yes, and then we're north.
No, we're going east, then
Oh.
north. Remember the plan?
Yes, I was listening. Which I said in a Scottish accent.
Sweet. So we're sneaking out of town.
Yep. On your way out of the bar, Criven like waves
Shit,
and he
we didn't
like scooches through the people and he kind of like leans in and he's just like, whatever it is that's happening, best of luck to you.
Can I insight that? Is he being
Yeah.
truthful? That is a natural 20. Giving me a total of 18.
He seems.
Sorry, I was not expecting that.
Wait, what happened? You got an actual natural 20?
Yeah, it's a natural 20. I have a -2 in insight, so it's 18.
Nice. So with a natural 20, he seems really genuinely worried about you.
Like,
Good guy.
worried about Dara's safety or worried about
Dara
Dara
having a lighter.
himself?
Like he said, I hope whatever you're doing goes well. Like a person who thinks it's not going to go well and genuinely would like you to not die.
Oh, so he's a nice asshole. Okay.
Yeah.
Well-
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's not part of the whole thing.
Yes, that. Alright.
Just means that he has grown attached to Dareth specifically.
For reasons.
For reasons.
He's the only one that ate my eggs.
Oh.
Alright.
Okay.
Regular Guy Fieri, I get it.
All right, so you guys sneak out of town. Give me some sneak rolls.
Can I just do a pass without a trace on us all?
Oh.
Yeah, if you'd
Big
like to.
bang.
Oh, well.
That's
That's
not
good
what I
because
meant.
I did not
What are you doing?
Could we wait until after the live podcast?
Yeah, they're not going to let us do that on Twitch.
No.
There's different sites for
So
that.
the thing is that
I've been
Finger
told.
Bang's like
We would be
logo-
making way
No.
more money than that.
No, Finger Bang's logo is finger guns and just
Yeah, no, I got you.
We have a Patreon at patreon.com/infinity break. I don't know, $500 a month will.
At $500 a month, there's special finger bang.
No, let's move on. This is a wholesome company, despite all the terrible shit.
No, it's not.
Finger bang t-shirt.
Have you listened to this show? It's awful.
Our
Oh,
flagship program
speaking
will
of
roll
which,
with it.
Awfully
just
great.
for any of our audience listening, I'm going to go ahead and give you a, Dungeons and Dragons is like unexpected, like stuff happens, and especially with this crew. But there is a strong possibility of like super intense, gory content. So just like content warning.
I mean, okay.
I thought you were going to give everyone inspiration.
I thought,
So
Nope.
I
pass
thought
without
for sure he was going to
trace.
talk about the eggs.
Pass without trace. Oh my.
Oh no!
Well, I rolled a 19 on stealth, so I'm fine.
I got a 7. I'm making eye contact with some horses on the way out.
Oh.
Well, I mean, your 7 is a 17.
Yeah, true.
Dareth.
I'm still making
Yeah.
eye contact with
Well,
horses.
that sounds like a really bad euphemism.
Tordek, you have a
natural.
natural 1 face on.
I do have a natural one piece on.
Nice.
I rolled.
You cast Pass Without a Trace, and you all start sneaking out of town together. And during the process of sneaking, Tordek, you aren't looking where you're going, and because you're sneaking so well, a wagon drawn by 2 nightmares nearly runs you over. So you get kicked by a horse and start rolling, and then the horse's head just like down, and you're like literally an inch away from this horse, just like breathing hot sulfury air into your face, just staring at you.
Is Tordek particularly pungent?
No,
Simple question.
Yeah, probably. I mean, none of you have showered
this is true.
in weeks.
And we've been hanging out in the hole.
I'm
We have to know.
Yeah, but we're not like unusually pungent for the time.
This whole town smells.
Yeah.
I like how a demonic horse is staring you down, and you're just like, do I smell it?
I don't believe I have taken
I don't want the
off,
horse to think I'm a fucking savage.
I don't believe I've taken off the cloak for the bad guys as of yet.
Oh my
So
god.
I'm pretty sure I'm still wearing that.
I'm gonna say that you have to have, because some shit would have been different if you hadn't.
Okay, yeah, that's what I assumed. So I want to
Because I have not been treating you as though you were wearing that after that investigation.
Oh, so you're saying I don't have it on?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
We have a lot of viewers right now, so real quick, what do you think Tordek smells like? Let us know in the chat.
Yeah. Well, also,
Nice.
I mean, Tordek's under the
Oh yeah,
impression-
shout out to our Belfast viewers.
Hopefully. So, yeah, let us know in the comments.
Anthony.
So is Tordek still under the impression that Pass Without a Trace was functioning and maybe is staring down this horse thinking that He
No.
can't be seen?
No,
Wow,
No.
stared down my
Cannon.
fucking nightmare.
It's a natural one. Not only is the horse aware of Tordek, the horse is aware that Tordek has passed without a trace.
Oh.
Also, Tordek has speak with animals, so just kind of on the whole
Are you gonna say hi?
Well, it's just staring at you.
Can I just like slowly back away?
Yep. Also, for anyone watching this happen, the cart is pulling a bunch of iron ingots, and it seems to be moving in the direction of the blacksmith.
Cool.
And you walk away from it.
Oh, we have
And
a
it continues.
barbarian village.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
Barbarians are
Gotta
Can
go
I
find-
re-roll my stealth check now that I'm back to stealthing?
No, that's just like that's the thing that happened because you failed your stealth check.
Right, but I'm back to stealthing.
Yeah. So the rest of it is fine.
Okay, cool.
You make it out of town and curve around town the way that you like really overly described, and you head to the north.
Hey, as we're walking, hey, I thought we were going to the medical caravan. I don't remember anything about barbarians.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good job.
I lied. We made that up, you know that, right? It's really important to me you know we made that up.
There's no barbarians?
There's no
No
barbarians.
I thought we were going to get hunted.
Oh my god, Derek.
Here's what we're going to do. We are going to go north to where we said these barbarians were, because we gave an exact location and not just a vague compass direction. Whoops! And we are going to find a nice little hiding spot.
I mean, to be fair, we don't actually know what's around the town. Only Johnny does.
That's
Because
true.
Johnny doesn't give us
That's
maps
the
or
thing.
anything.
I was repeatedly. Oh, Johnny is.
I mean, you
gone.
could buy a map.
You know, here's the thing. Repeatedly, as I was
Too expensive.
As I was thinking of this lie, I kept wanting to say the mountains in the north, but then realized I have no idea if there are mountains in the north.
That's when you just say it, and now there are mountains in the north.
Surprise, Johnny.
So you would know from like coming into this town that to the north is like, if you follow the trail that goes out of this town to the north, that is where you came from, which is Vandalin.
Are there mountains in your family?
Yes, there are.
Because we've
Yeah,
already.
We
because there's a
literally
fucking
already
mine
been in
in the mountain. You've been there.
So
Well,
what-
he hasn't, but.
What
you know.
we're gonna do is
Yeah, he has. He
I mean,
walked
he
down
has,
there with
but
you.
No.
Character.
Not with
Yeah,
Jordan.
he had a whole Mines of Vandalin campaign. He
No,
did
I-
the exact same shit.
I know, but he
Yeah, but I
actually didn't do it.
Didn't.
No, that's true. That's
Ben
true.
didn't
Yeah,
do
it was imaginary.
Yeah, Dr. Radford did, Ben did.
As opposed to the rest of this, which is not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna find a nice hiding spot, and we're gonna wait and see who or if anyone shows up, and then that's our clue that Clifton's a fucking liar.
And then we go to barbarians.
Okay, alright. I need to do this a little slower. There are no barbarians. We pretended there were barbarians. We are going to go where we said the barbarians were, and wait and see if people show up. If people show up, that means Kribben was spying on us.
Okay.
And then we can also kill them if we want.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, yeah. And then take their stuff.
Yeah, and then recruit
Oh, and that's
barbarians.
probably proof, honestly.
Huh.
And then
Oh,
recruit
Y'all hydrated
barbarians.
over there, Johnny?
yes. And then we'll get barbarians.
Much
I mean,
better.
The barbarians, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Sure.
okay. I need to do this slower.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. He's with it.
You guys are arguing like while you're walking, and just for those of you with passive wisdom, you don't see any demonic anything, no bugbears, no hobgoblins.
So have we gone far enough north that we can wait?
Let's
Yeah,
hide in those
you're-
bushes.
Is there a clearing?
I mean, so like when you left the town, it was like 10. How long do you want to walk north?
An hour.
Like,
How
all right,
far-
so you are an hour north now. It is 11 p.m.
How
or
far
11
away
a.m.
is Vandalin?
Vandalin is like a full day's walk.
So I would say at least a few hours.
Really?
No, because we said that we'd get there around noon. Or around
Yeah. And now we've got a full hour to wait.
We're just a couple miles north of the town. Yeah, I think.
I guess we just.
Are we on the foothills of the mountain?
Well, are we on the path? I would like to get off of the path and hide.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Like-
we should be hiding just on the path.
behind a
Yeah,
tree.
so the mountain would be another hour's walk away, and then you would be in like the foothills.
I mean, technically, we don't need to get all the way to the mountain.
We just need to see them pass us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. They use the train.
Yeah.
We're assuming a lot is going to go down connectly.
No, it's enough of a plan based on what we've got.
You would also know that if you stayed on this trail, you would run into the highwaymen.
Oh, we're going that direction.
I thought that would be.
I was actually thinking about the dead owl bear. I was like, are you
It's been a
okay?
couple days. Surely the buzzards have.
Yeah, it's been a while, but you know.
Well, then scratch that. You won't. You're right. That is east. I would totally
Let's
fuck
pick a
that.
spot. Hang out.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
All right. Give me stealth rolls. And your paths without a trace is no longer active because you have been walking for over an
What
hour.
the fuck is wrong with my guy?
15.
16.
I
So
got
a total of 26.
I got a 19.
Unless, I guess if you missed one.
Tordek? Is that another natural one?
No, it's not that bad.
All right. That's not that bad.
Yeah, but.
Plus your
but-
dex, right?
No, that is.
Oh, great. All right.
Let's do Pippin, though.
Let's do.
Oh no.
Oh, he's just
Do
wagging
you
his
want some
tail.
new dice?
What did Pippin roll?
The one.
Nice. So you guys are hiding out, and
It's just like out on the trail, right? The warthog.
No, it's okay. He kind of blends in, right?
Not a warthog.
For the sentence he's boring about sounds weird. Boring.
you suddenly realize that you don't see Pippin, and you're like, what the fuck? And then you get a sudden ping of like panic from Pippin, and then you see him running towards you through the bushes, and behind him is a wolf chasing him.
Is it just normal ass wolf or is it like a demon wolf?
I mean, it looks like a normal ass wolf to you.
They're assholes. They're like bugbears, but.
So there's a wolf chasing Pippin, trying to eat
I want
him.
to shoot it.
Cool. Roll an attack.
With my animal handling. Hey, fuck off!
That would be a 24 and a 15.
That hits. That hits.
That was it.
For, holy crap, 25 damage.
So you launch both Eldritch Blasts at once, and they both hit the wolf, and then there's just like this puff of like green smoke where the wolf once was. And Pippin just keeps running.
Dr. Radford asks in canon, hey, you don't have a limit at the amount of those, do you?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Just making sure we're all okay. We're good.
Now, is
I can do this all day.
Yeah.
You want me to shoot something?
the Eldritch Blast
Throw
particularly
a coin in the
loud?
air.
That was you could hear like a loud yelp from the wolf right
Okay.
before it disintegrated.
That's it, though, right?
Yep.
Okay.
This inspires the same level of fear that Eden has when Dareth is a lighter.
I place an apple on Eden's head.
Where did you
Stand
get an
really
apple?
still.
I imagine Eden just like trying to move your arm away, and like you guys are just like fighting in the
No,
bushes.
no.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Tordak, you try it. Throw an axe at it.
Should look.
Don't mistake one smooth surface for the other, though.
It's because I'm bald.
So how long are you guys gonna wait there?
Are we hiding for like an hour?
'Cause it's like noon now, and you had said in the bar that you would be there at about 2.
So we're just gonna wait.
Till like 4. Couple
Yeah.
hours after 2.
All right. Somebody give me a D100 roll.
Want somebody?
Where's my? Oh, there it is. 35.
You wait 4 hours, and nothing happens.
Alright, so we start sneaking back along the path.
So this is a must.
Seems that way.
Seemed watertight to me.
Well, I like trees.
So it wasn't a tough waste. Oh yeah, we had a nice picnic with no food.
We had breakfast.
We got the chat, and we bonded, and now we know each other better as friends.
Killed a wolf. You know,
That was really fun.
I liked that part.
We don't like to salvage that meat,
Yo, poof.
but asshole meat is mwah.
Oh yes,
We're
we could have
sorry.
eaten that. You killed too much of it.
What is it?
It was chasing Pip.
You could have lit it on fire.
Oh, that would have made smoke wolf.
I'm gonna roll a
Smoked
perception check
asshole.
to find a wolf.
No, that's okay.
No,
if we
we-
find another wolf, you'll remember, right?
Do we have high enough, like, passive wisdom checks to just be like,
No, I don't.
notice? Not you. To notice if there's, like, huntable animals on our way back?
We, the royal we,
Yeah.
does not always mean you.
I'm gonna Tordek roll or anyone roll a nature check.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Who's got an extra d20?
I got a 15.
With a 15, you looking around notice that there are, like, as you get closer to the town, there are no animals.
Can I roll, I don't know if it be survival or investigation to see if there are any, like, other tracks on this road going the opposite direction? Like they
Yeah.
got out here before we did?
Yeah, you can roll that.
Demonic horse hoof?
You can totally roll that.
That would be a 23 investigation.
You notice this road doesn't seem like it's getting traveled very much. There's like grass starting to grow up on the road, like even in the rut marks of like wagons. So you only see one set of fresh wagon trail, and it's coming from the north.
So I don't.
And that's probably where Tordek and Percy came in.
3 days.
I don't think anybody found this. I don't think we went for it. It looks like the tracks. It looks like the only recent tracks are coming towards.
I only kind of believe
I roll a persuasion.
you. Yeah, you're gonna have to persuade me of that
You find
because I
yourself-
only kind of believe
That's
you.
a 21.
You believe him.
Weird. I don't know why, but I believe him.
You chalk it up to like, all right, well that's the like Dareth's good moment of the day, so we're just fucked now.
Like broken clocks are right twice a day, right?
Gareth feels like a clock that's constantly spinning in the opposite direction.
So it's right a lot of times, but it's also aggressively wrong the rest of it.
It's gonna be a clock now in a couple hours if you want.
So counterclockwise.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, is that what that is? I don't know what a clock is.
None of us have even had running water before.
The sun.
Well, shit.
So are we headed back to town sneakily?
Yep, as far as I know.
Cool. What time do we arrive?
When you get back to town, it is about 6.
Is it?
All right. Should we go let Jeremiah know that it was a bust?
What if,
Hey, we made a mistake.
Hold on.
Yeah.
What if it's not Criven that's informing upon us, or what if it's unwillingly? It's against his will.
As in someone,
Because he seemed genuinely concerned when we left.
as in someone's reading his mind or torturing him.
Blackmailing him, torturing him.
Or there's
something
someone
like
else
that.
in the bar that also might.
Every other time it's been only Criven.
Yeah, but every other time we haven't had him before.
It's true.
Which means he might have been being spied on.
That's also possible.
Ah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah, it could have been anything.
So,
Maybe we should just go talk to Criven.
With like our swords? Or...
No, voices.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh, sorry, silly me.
Oh.
I mean, if we just talk to him, see what he has to say, confront him,
Yeah.
and see what he thinks.
Well, here's hoping there's not a shit ton of people in the bar again. That was weird.
Yeah.
All right, I'll follow you if you want to do that.
Alright, let's head
It's almost
towards
dinner time anyway.
the flaggard wagon.
The flagging wagon. Yeah, Darren. Yeah, I'm losing faith in him.
I'm surprised you never had faith in him to begin with.
We should go check those tracks again.
Are you sure they were headed north?
I rolled a 21 on persuasion.
I believe them. Sweet. So are we at the Staghorn Flagon?
Yep, you walk in. It's still, you notice, very busy. People are, pretty stoked about the first real food that they've had in a long time.
Do I recognize anybody in the room? That'd be 17.
You notice that there are a couple of rangers that you've seen around the underground resistance area. They are very obviously in different clothes. They're not in their resistance guy clothing. They're in their I'm a poor peasant clothing. But you recognize their faces. You do see off to one side of the bar there's a particular group that are all wearing dark cloaks with two D's opposite each other. Looks a bit like the devil's eye, just in the fact that an eye sort of looks like two D's if the inner part was curved. So it's similar, but just like two D's. One's backwards, so they're back to back. But those guys look shady as fuck.
Huh.
So we split up. Some of us go talk to those people, and some of us talk to Cricket.
Huh.
And you have seen these guys in here before. You just rolled really low on persuasion, and you just got that there were shady people.
I had to persuade them to be shady.
You can't see them. There's so much shade around them. It's too dark.
God, dark.
Did they cast pass without a trace? Why is it so dark over there?
Oh, it's so shady in this town.
Everyone's so shady.
Everybody's
Shade.
flipping shade.
It's a wonder that we get anything done, ever.
Do you?
No, we really don't.
It's really subjective. I'm gonna go walk near the shady people, but not commit to being in their immediate sphere and try to eavesdrop on them.
Cool. Give me a stealth check.
Yeah, that's gonna be an 8.
Cool, and give me a perception check.
Oh. That's gonna be a 10.
Cool. So you kind of coast over, and you're just sort of, not back to them, sort of trying to be nonchalant. And with your really shitty perception roll, you do not hear the guy sneak up behind you and push you.
Oh.
And he goes, "Hey, how about you give us some space there, lad? It seems like you're very obviously spying on us. And if you do that, if you keep doing that, I might have to slit your fucking throat, yeah?"
Oh wow, you're so perceptive. And then I back up a bit.
That was like a full 30 seconds of.
And lean against the wall.
The entire table of them are all turned around looking at you, by the way. There are 7 of them total.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't respond to that little bit of a jab. They just are
Yeah, and I back away from them a little bit.
cool.
And I just lean against the wall.
I nudge Eden. You ever been in a bar fight?
In my youth, it was called
Criven makes his way over to Vermal and is just "Ah, friend, I have a table for you," and tries to get you away from them.
What? You're so nice.
And he clears off one of the tables in the center of the bar and sets you all up. It's a bit later. Beer this time, or do you still want coffee or
Beer is good.
beer? 4 beers. Any food for you?
Potatoes.
What did you say?
He said potatoes.
Beer and potatoes. I can do that. And then he just scoots off very cheerfully.
Hold on.
Oh, he comes back.
I was actually wondering if we could talk privately for just a moment.
Oh yes, the then he leans in the back room. This always a day.
I think we wanted to talk privately with you.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm the only person who works here.
Tordek will take care of that while we're chatting.
It's true. I have a lot of experience.
Yeah, you
with
know how to
bars.
beer.
I would feel just so very uncomfortable with that. Can we just talk here?
Look, you look like you need a break. Just come chat for a minute. I roll a persuasion.
Yeah, roll a persuasion.
That is a natural 20.
Fuck.
Jesus.
Oh.
A total of 28.
All right. First of all, I'm gonna let that roll, but Christina and Andrew, you should switch d20s. So that's a persuasion to go to the back room with you.
Yeah, to let Tordek take over for a moment and go to the back room and tell us.
Oh, all right. Yes. Well, just you have experience in this industry then?
I opened an ale house.
Oh, marvelous. Well, just serve the beer, and then I'll just take care of the food when I get back.
Sounds good.
All right. And then he he just doesn't even wait for you and just beelines to the meeting room.
Alright, I'll get up and head over there.
I'm also following Dareth.
Yeah, we should not let Dareth
No,
go
I'm
alone.
following Dareth.
And then Tordek, if you would give me a performance check for being a bartender.
Check? But I have skills and knowledge in this. Can I get a bonus?
Yeah, you're absolutely gonna get a bonus.
Oh yeah, you're proficient in beer.
But I don't know. I feel like the closest D&D skill to customer service is fucking performance.
Yeah, but I don't have high charisma, but I feel like I'm good at this one.
No, I'm gonna give you a bonus.
Okay,
That's
cool. 14.
Cool. So that is gonna carry as a 19, and you do incredibly well. And go ahead and write down that you get 50 golden tips.
Oh, damn.
Hell yeah!
I like to think that because this is probably not the best beer, and I think you're kind of a, I don't want to say beer snob, but
Oh, like this.
so you're handing it out and but this kind of sucks, but
Yeah,
But it's all we've got.
you can sell shit beer. It happens.
No, I feel like as long as you give cohesive tasting notes, taste the
there you go.
oak character, and they'll be like, oh yeah, there is an oak character.
I went to
Even though that's in the mug.
one of the
Yeah, no, I mean, it doesn't matter. The flavor notes are almost entirely a science of suggestion, where you just go, oh, it tastes
yeah.
like cherries, and you're like, oh, I guess it does now that you said that.
I mean, there is an art to the fact that those beers are supposed to taste like that.
Yeah. But also you
it's
can just tell
fucking
people it
bullshit.
tastes like a thing, and people will go, yeah, it does.
Beer's weird.
Beer's
Anyway.
super weird. I love it. Speaking of which, anyways, so you guys go to the back room, and it's the three of you and Criven is pacing back and forth and seems very impatient. It's like, so what did you want to talk about? I really
I was
do
gonna
need to
say-
get back out there.
Ben.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say Ben should probably be hanging out, keeping an eye on Tordek.
Why so?
Because if we're gonna have to split up the party, maybe we shouldn't leave one person completely alone.
Yeah, fair enough.
Completely alone,
Sure.
surrounded by people. Completely alone, surrounded by bad people who are shady.
Sure. I show up to the bar and order a simple ale, and I nurse that for the next 30 minutes.
Sweet.
So that
it's
I
me
can-
and
A
Sarah.
simple ale, not a fancy ale.
Okay. Alright, I guess I'll splurge.
You can
It's
pinky
the
out.
same ale.
I know.
It's the same.
It just costs more.
One is
It's
in a
just-
nicer glass.
It's just served with a flourish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
as
I-
you're pouring it from the tap,
No, and
I
I'll,
do
do a
like
little
a-
flower.
And do a
and I'll sit there at the bar, and I will take.
Also, don't ever pour a beer like that.
No, don't.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
No.
And I will take my time drinking that so that I can justify me taking up that seat. so that I am not but a couple feet from you at any given moment should things fuck off or kick off.
Cool.
And I
Cool.
can fuck
Big
people
over.
over.
No, I'm okay with that too. Yeah.
All right, so back to the meeting room.
Yes.
Criven is pacing. Vermal and Dareth, you are there with him. So, what did you want to talk about? I really do need to get back out to the floor. You know, it's my bar, and I take a level of pride, and I need to get back out there. What did you need to talk about?
Well, we just wanted to chat for a minute. I mean, we were here earlier, going on a mission. I don't know if you overheard. We were trying to keep it a secret, but
No, I mean that's why there's a secret room,
Right,
is so
right.
that people don't hear. And I am the only person who works here, and we're quite busy, so I couldn't have heard because
Right,
it's
so-
loud out there, and I'm working.
so the last 2 times we have met Goldsight in here, there have been issues on the mission that we were doing. And can I roll
Oh.
I don't know if it'd be like perception on him to see how he reacts?
That would be
to it?
insight.
Cool, that's the same. I rolled a 19, so that's a 17.
Fuck off.
It's
Um,
fine,
I would
still an
also like to be backed up against the door after it closes, and I'm just gonna like cover the door so nobody else can come in, and I'm just gonna try to flip a knife menacingly.
He turns a bit pale, like he is worried, and he goes, "Is that why I have not seen Goldsight lately?"
It is.
Also, I rolled a 16 on that.
Intimidation.
Intimidation, yes.
Cool. I'll note that. He catches you out of the corner of his eye and sort of like scoots a couple of steps away, and it's just like, what is this about then?
Do you know anything about whether this room is being spied upon, being listened to?
No, absolutely not. Not
Inside
at
that?
all.
I feel like he's lying. Oh my god. Ben, I'm not lying. Look, right? That'd be a 17.
That is a high number.
You
can't
notice
fucking
him, like, while he's saying no repeatedly,
I mean,
very
he doesn't wear those
loudly.
glasses.
Doesn't mean I can't
So
read.
he's saying no repeatedly, very loudly, like looking around the room, like, no, I would know nothing about that. There is not one thing about that which I would know.
Oh, of course. Well, okay. Last time I was here, you said you had a back room for resting, right? Behind the counter.
Yes. There's the bed that I sleep in is there, and it is for resting, and that is what that is for.
Well, what do you say we go back there? I mean, I'm kind of tired.
I don't like having people in my room most of the time. You know, when you're helping someone out, it's different, but I would really...
Well, I mean,
I'm
Priven.
so busy, I should really...
Priven, are we
Go.
not friends? You don't want to help me out?
We are friends, and that's why you should help me get back to the floor where I can serve people things, because this is my bar,
Johnny,
and that is my
honestly-
job, is to serve people things.
I firmly like lock myself against the door and kind of like relax and kick up a hoof against the wall.
Johnny,
Firmly, but not loudly.
Johnny, I am at said bar, like quite literally the counterpart. Can I intuit on my own, without having heard that conversation, that I should maybe check out that door that is technically directly behind Tordek?
No?
Yes.
But I heard that conversation.
Yeah,
I'm
because
just saying,
we are in communication.
You need to start saying ahead of time when you're
But we
doing
did.
Gemini
We
rings
gave each
stuff.
other like little motions.
exactly.
We did though.
Alright.
It's like
Well,
on the
the
recording.
DM needs to know. I'll
Okay.
let this one slide.
Fair enough.
Well, further, I also saw
But
people
also
come out
you
of
can
that.
go back and watch it later and you will see that we gave each other signals.
So you can, Tordek can know-ish, but here's the thing: is you guys don't know what door he's talking about.
Are there more than one?
There are 2 doors behind the bar.
Hey, Tornik, look around for a door.
I see them. They're both there.
I see the
Can I go up
Best
to
pair
them?
of them.
Yeah.
Can I go up to them and, like, yes, investigate the doors? without
They
opening?
are locked.
Cool. No.
No, I'm not going to. I obviously cannot.
Can I listen through the door?
You sure can try.
What should I be rolling?
Are you listening to the left door or the right door?
One before the other? Is the one that's closest to me first?
The one that would be closest to you while you're serving bar would be the right door.
So I try that one first.
Right?
Is that just like
Go
an
for it.
investigation roll?
Yeah, it is. Or perception. Cool.
16.
You put your ear up to the door and you listen in, and you hear what sounds like the sounds of a pretty standard kitchen,
Okay.
like during a busy lunchtime time.
Okay. And then I listen to the other door.
Cool. Roll for it.
7.
You don't hear anything through that door.
Cool.
Back to the meeting room.
What'd you get?
Criven is starting to sort of like dance in place, sort of like he has to pee, and he's just like, I really need to go, and I don't understand why you're very scarily blocking the door, and I thought you were my friends, and I would like to go. I would like to go now.
I thought we were friends too, but you won't even let me crash in your room for a minute.
Yeah, Criven, we're friends.
I feel like not many people would just blanketly let people crash in their room during very busy times at their bars.
During what was I gonna
Especially when they're acting so strange.
As strange as some of your patrons are.
I cannot speak for the people who decide to eat here. I'm the only establishment in this town that still serves food. And especially right now, when I have actual real food and not that fucking shit from the fields and malnourished cows and shit like that.
Where
And
did you get all of that meat anyway?
I bought it from
Off
a
of-
traveling, seedy fucking merchant.
The seedy merchant?
Yes, he was coming through. He's one of the dripping daggers. And he like looks down to the ground and is like about like even saying that out loud. Like you can tell he did not want to say that.
That's gotta be the.
They're a local crime element. They
Yeah.
raid wagons around the town, usually shipments meant for Waterdeep. Listen, if they hear me telling you this, they'll cut my fucking tongue off, man.
Why would they hear anything if nobody can be heard in this room?
The dripping daggers, because they're fucking roguey fucks. They could be anywhere.
So this room isn't as secure as you've been letting on.
I mean,
If
I
you're
think
worried.
this room is mighty secure, but like, you know, when you're unreasonably afraid of something because something bad happened to you because of that thing, I just don't want bad things to happen to me again. I don't want to cross those guys, and no one is supposed to know that that is where I bought that from. And so
Okay.
please, if you would not tell anyone,
Okay.
I would
Of course.
like to go back.
We
I would
won't-
like to leave now.
We won't tell a soul so long as you let us into that back room.
Hey, Tordak.
I will not let you into that back room.
All right, let's go have this conversation with the drinking daggers.
No, no,
Or
no, no, no.
An intimidation.
Yeah, roll for it.
Holy
shit,
Did I have an
Andrew.
advantage because of verbal?
Yeah, I'm
Maybe.
still blocking that door, flipping a knife around.
Roll for it.
It depends on how I roll. If you roll too well, that'd be a 15 in intimidation.
All right. Fuck.
Calm down.
All right.
It's gonna be fine.
Oh, he takes a seat and is just like breathing like super heavily and shakily. I secretly help people to detox off of a particular drug in this town.
Red candy.
And that room is where people detox, and I cannot open the door because sometimes when people go through withdrawals, they become crazy and want to leave, and I cannot let them because that drug is awful and Can I go now, please?
So the 13 insight, just to...
You believe him.
So do you have any ideas on how someone would have heard our plans in this room?
No.
That is
No.
you.
No. No.
I'm gonna insight to see if I believe it. Okay, that's 12.
You can't really tell that one. You don't get a strong inclination in either direction with a 12.
Sounds like me. Alright, I'm gonna back away from the door.
He just like runs the fuck out of the door. And then Tordek, you see him like running up, like very, very speedily walking, and he sort of just like gets behind the bar and like takes whatever mug you're pouring out of your hand and continues to mug it, and like smiles really big, but sort of through gritted teeth is like, I've got it. No, thank you.
I just pat him really hard on the back. I'm like, this was great. I love being behind the bar. You know, this was just where I belong. I haven't been back here, so... And I just kind of go rambling.
When you
on.
pat him on the back, he like spills half the drink and it's just like, yes, it's very good to have you. Thank you.
Before we leave this room, can I roll like an Arcana check to see if I can sense any magic in here?
Do it.
Nope.
You do not sense any arcana.
That would be a natural one. The good of that die has been lost.
Not only do you not sense any arcana, you are stone cold fucking positive that there is no arcana.
Alright. Let's go, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm done with the secret private room.
So we exit and go find these two.
Now I walk up to Jordan and I'm like, hey, how did it go?
So good.
Yeah? You like being a bartender?
Oh, I miss it.
Yeah.
But I like being an adventurer better. I
Yeah.
like throwing axes at things. It's really fun to watch.
Why not both?
If only there was a way to make beer with axes.
And then I speak up a little loudly so that Cribbit can hear, and I'm like, yeah, well, we're always here to help. I'm sure he would love for you to help sometime.
I think I probably made more tips than he normally does.
Nice.
Alright, well, let's get out of here.
So you leave. Where are you headed?
Honestly, I just kind of want to go outside and huddle up.
Yeah, that's a good
Just right
idea.
outside? I think we should go back maybe down.
We can
and-
scoot a little way for it.
Yeah,
I think
find
the
an
hole.
alley.
I think the hole. The hole. I'm not
All the way
thinking
back
of it.
there?
I'm not thinking of a better thing to call it.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, we love pits. So,
Yeah.
let's go.
Just a heads up, it is about 7 p.m. now.
Oh shit, it's almost night.
Oh, did I have enough potatoes? I think I had enough potatoes.
We probably have to go back to the rocket ship. We should be.
Okay, I guess we will go back to the hole.
Also, isn't tonight the night that we're supposed to be doing the prison
At
thing?
8 p.m.
What's that?
So we need to go to the prison.
Well, let's go to the hole first and see what they're doing. I would assume we're all going to go together.
Well, how far away is the prison?
It's on the other end of town.
I mean, there's like nowhere in town that's more than like 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, the prison is like, if I remember correctly, you walked 20 minutes to the halfway point, so it's a 40-minute walk.
To the prison? Okay.
Could you all jog my memory? Did we agree we were doing that? There was a bit of a kerfuffle back at the...
Yeah.
There was a bit of a kerfuffle with the council when we ratted out one of them. Is that still on from
I
tonight?
think it was still the plan. I would still say we should go back to the hole anyway.
So let's go to the
What
hole
I'm
and
getting
find
at
out.
is, if we show up, we're hopefully not going to be the only ones who show up.
That's why we go there
Well,
first.
let's go to the hole and find out.
All right, stealth checks on the way back to the hideout.
17.
15.
What'd you get?
Or there.
I got a 5.
Well, I got a 6.
On the way back, Tordek once again, while sneaking, just walks directly face first into the side of a nightmare.
Why? Why is it always me that walks face first into a nightmare?
Why'd you always roll so low?
Because when you're crouching, you just you don't notice them because they're so high up on their legs. And so the nightmare is just watching as you walk, and it is within eyesight of the entrance to the hideout. Do you continue to the hideout?
No.
Where are you headed?
Can I roll?
I know, I do. I just like.
Can I roll insight to see
I
what
don't
the,
actually do
what
that.
the nightmare might be thinking? Like get an impression of its emotional state?
Hello, fellow Clifford enemies.
You sure can.
I'm gonna try.
Go for it.
Alright, so that's a 9. Yeah.
It's a horse.
Yeah.
Can I?
Alright, it's
can
looking
I-
at you.
Can I?
It's an
cast-
angry horse with flame for hair.
Oh,
can
it's
I
angry.
ca-
Okay,
can I-
good to know.
Oh my god. Can I cast Speak with Animals?
You
I
sure
talk to
can.
the horse?
Expend the spell slot.
Alright,
Hey, can I talk to the horse?
I'm taking a nap.
I mean, you can speak. You've cast your spell, and now you're talking in horse.
All three, the rest of us are just like over to the side, all huddled together, watching, waiting to see what happens. Like, oh god, what's gonna happen?
I quite admire your mane.
That silence is the sound of the dungeon master who has not even conceived that this was an option.
Oh no! This is the horse continuing to death stare you. This is specifically a thing that I have anticipated.
May
How?
I? Because you knew that I had to speak with animals, and
Alright.
also I keep fucking up. May I? Pat your glorious, scary face.
Oh boy.
I like cautiously reach a hand up. And just kind of pat gently on the side of the horse. Like right, on the neck. You know how you would normally pat a horse?
It stamps its hoof like right next to your foot.
My apologies. I just quite admire your intriguing look because it's just, I've seen so many normal horses and they're just
Oh my god.
so.
I'm sorry.
We're almost
Fuck
getting
off,
on
you're
the side and lean up against a building. I'm like, ugh.
Is Tornek neighing at that horse?
You're just so much more. Fuck, there's a word I'm forgetting right now.
Prosperous.
No,
Lustrous.
no, no, it's the word with the like royalty and no.
Regal.
Yeah, you're just so much more regal than every other horse that I've come into contact with, and I just wanted to pay my respects. But if you would like, I will just quietly back away and go back to the bar to get a drink. I just really, really calmly back away and head back toward the bar.
And I follow after Tordek. Like, yeah.
We all follow.
Yeah.
Are we back to the bar yet?
Yeah. So you get back to the bar. It's now 7:30.
Shit, we gotta get to that 20 points. So
that
are
was
you stopping in for a beer? That seems like it was traumatic.
I can heal away that memory if you want. It didn't happen. Look into the light.
Alright, do we want to try another round?
Do you want to take a break real quick?
Yes, can we take a break, Johnny?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, I got advertisements.
Oh, Jesus.
Literal, real tears were streaming out of my eyes during that exchange. I wasn't even the one responsible for any of it. I was still.
Oh,
The secondhand embarrassment was so strong.
I had to talk to a nightmare.
Started.
You didn't have
My eyes literally watered.
I didn't know what else to do.
Hey, folks. This episode is brought to you by Things. Let me scroll down. Are you a washout former 90s sitcom star whose damaging behavior pushes away everyone who cares about them? Are you also a horse? Well, first of all, seek help and then tune into Horses and Men with Leslie and Ben, a weekly exploration of the Netflix original comedy BoJack Horseman. Leslie's Hawkeye observational skills and Ben's head full of philosophical junk dive deep into each episode and pick apart the musings of a very depressed horse. Horses and Men with Leslie and Ben airs every Tuesday on InfinityBreak.net or wherever you find your podcasts. Incidentally, Johnny, who I assumed was still in his seat and isn't now that I look to my right, was on an episode, the last one, and it's worth listening to because it was good. And I thought he would be able to pipe in with things, but he's not there. Oh well.
He said Ray.
We can just edit that in post.
Yeah.
Just be like, Johnny's like, it's good.
Yeah. Hey, Dweebs, I want to talk to you about Lame On. Do you ever wonder what are the X-Men all... Hey, Dweebs, I want to talk to you about Lame On. Do you ever wonder what the X-Men kept in all those pouches? Or what elaborate conspiracy theory best explains Rob Liefeld's career? Then wake up and smell the 90s, Dweebs. Lame On, the podcast with no powers and no responsibilities, is here to help. Tune in every other week to hear Stephen, Rachel, Paul, and Omar get their hot and spicy takes and conspiracies on your favorite books from the comic book boom. Is Daredevil really just faking his blindness? Tune into the alternating This Week on Daredevil episodes in which Paul attempts to read the entire catalog of The Man Without Fear. What the hell even was Savage Dragon? No one can answer that. Tune into Lame On to find out. Lame On is available wherever fine podcasts are downloaded, and I guess I can't read today. Lame On! I cannot recommend Lame On enough. I've been a fan of their show since the start-ish, and they are very big fans of us. So if you're not getting enough Hellblazer in your life, then the latest episode is for you. That was a very fun episode.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Hellblazer.
Hellblazer, man, had one. That was weird, hearing my own name like that. Johnny, you were recently on Horses and Men, weren't you?
I sure was. It was exquisite.
Tell me about it.
We talked about that horse guy.
The sad one?
We talked about that cat girl. We talked about that guy with the beanie. And we talked about improv, which is definitely a cult, and Scientology, which is definitely also a cult. Definitely also a cult.
Scientology, definitely not a cult.
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a fun episode. There's incidentally about normally when I make Patreon bonus content out of Horses and Men, there's about a minute or so, maybe 90 seconds that I cut out of it, cut out of the main episode to put aside. This is Lindsay and I going off on a bit of a tangent. Anyway, there's 10 minutes of bloopers from Johnny alone.
Yes!
It was
Typical Johnny.
Yeah. The actual file was johnnyfuckupbonus.mp3.
I'm gonna be
I noticed
honest,
that.
I think this last bit of like my interaction with the horse was maybe the best improv I've ever done in my life.
Oh, I'm genuinely proud of you. That evoked an emotional response from me. Maybe not the one you were going for, but you got it.
But a response.
Johnny, hey, I think now's probably a good time to do a brief announcement about the scheduling of this program in the next 7 days.
Oh yeah, so next week I'm going to be on vacation in Berlin. I am not taking my podcast gear with me because that would be silly, and also I don't think that I can do, even if I had all of the things, I don't think I can do this from a hostel. So...
Just find a nice public park.
Ben, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be experiencing Speak of the Bard.
Yeah, what started as a joke, this is not a joke, and should remain that way.
It was never a joke. We were always very serious about
this is
that.
the-
You just
yeah.
didn't take us as seriously as you should have.
It's true.
When we first pitched the show, we had a number of meetings in which we had contingency plans. Oh, what happens if one of us is missing? And we came up with the solution of, oh, well, I'll just make up a dumb one-shot. So here's the dumb one-shot that I have to do. Nathan Hermanson was very, very vocal when Bard did not win with flying colors during the character class poll. a number of weeks back, and as such made a Twitter account called Speak of the Bar, or called Infinity Bard 23. It's a whole hassle of a thing, but basically bards have now infiltrated this company. It's absurd.
Also, Speak of the Bard is arguably a better Twitter to follow than the regular one. I'm just saying.
Infinity Bard.
Arguably.
Infinity Bard 23,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
Infinity
forget,
Bard
it's great.
Don't 1 through 22 are garbage. Don't follow those ones. Just follow the 23rd.
The 21st one is actually alright, but the
Yeah.
23rd one's the best.
I'm a fan of the fourth.
I mean, it was good when it started.
I think the
but-
franchise kind of, you know,
All right, anyway,
They were
moving
good until
on.
they sold out.
once
Anyway.
Armite stopped showing up. Anyway, so next week I will be hosting a one-shot game with
Me.
yeah, and Nikki Moylan and Glenn Hertzberger, who is frequently in the comments of
I
this.
can't believe that you almost forgot Glenn's name.
I almost
He's
forgot
our
his
best
last name.
viewer.
We've also been friends for like 3 or 4 years. That's probably the bigger crime at play here.
Thank you for puns, Glenn.
And then maybe not Nathan Hermanson as well. But we were doing Speak of the Bard, which will be a musical companion to Speak of the Devil that takes place.
Oh wait, it's gonna be musical?
Oh, I am listening to this.
I'm gonna listen to this from Berlin.
Yeah.
I'm
It
gonna
is-
be at work, but I'm gonna listen to it later.
Yeah. It is going to be a companion piece to Speak of the Devil. It will not take place on the same continent, world, or story. But it's
So basically a different plane. In
completely
the same
different plane. This is the
storyline.
plane of music and song.
Yeah. But if we ran across those characters again, don't be surprised.
I would be surprised because there's an in-canon reason why that will never happen.
Is it that they're on a different plane of existence?
It's that no one has ever bothered sailing to the west. No,
Well, you
it's-
don't know this plane very well. You've only been here for like a week.
Yeah.
Maybe we will be pioneers.
Maybe people are pioneers towards us.
Anyway, without spoiling too much of the magical world that I have ready, just know that every conflict will be solved through music.
Through the art
I am-
of song.
In the world document that I sent to everyone, I very explicitly said, I'm discouraging combat. Solve your songs through theater. Or solve your
songs.
Solve
Hell
your
yes.
problems. Solve your problems through theater, interpretive dance, comedy, and music.
Ooh, not interpretive dance, please.
It's bards.
It
They can
is
do whatever they
bards.
want. Anyway, so speak of the
interpretive dance is like a goldfish in the desert. Like, I mean, you just gotta do something about that.
So, Speak of the Bard will be Sunday next week. It will not be our usual time. It will be in the evening, perhaps around. We'll solidify a time as we get closer, but probably about 4 or 5 p.m. PST. You can watch Andrew play.
I listened to the commercial of us on that other podcast.
Lame on.
Lame on, thank you. And
Yeah.
they were like, "Psst," and the other guy was like, Pacific Standard
Oh,
Time.
that's what that was. Yeah, that was the best. Andrew, real quick, as briefly as possible, do you want to tell people about your character?
I suppose. His name is Lars Drumhammer. He's a dwarven percussionist and the drummer of the band.
Nice. It's so stupid.
Traveling
So
minstrels.
good.
I cannot wait for this.
Glenn sent me
and
this picture.
you'll be happy to know I was talking to Ben about this, and whenever there is a time that for some reason I would be on Speak of the Bard, I'm going to be Mordecai.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because our rule was like this is in case of absence. It just doesn't have to be Johnny's absence. So
Yeah, like if somebody can't make it during like a peak, like important for them story moment, we'll just be Speak of the Bard.
yay. Sweet. All right, let's continue with the game, shall we?
Yep, let's do it.
Did you get a beer?
I'm ready.
Yes.
To recoup?
Oh, being my Johnny.
Yes.
In which case, yes, you did.
First
I
of all, no,
did.
it didn't. I grabbed 2 before we started.
All right.
Oh, my
Second of all.
goodness. Okay. So. I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so it is now 7:45.
So we gotta get our asses over that first.
Is there, wait, is there anyone we can check with? People have already presumably left.
Yeah,
If
if
they're
Are
gonna-
those rangers still here?
If we could. Oh. Shit. Did you see them? Because that was my perception check.
Well, then look.
Alright, fair enough. Are those
Don't be a
rangers still
dick about it,
there?
Andrew.
Okay,
Fucking look.
That'd be an 18. Are those rangers still there?
You do not see any of the Rangers there anymore.
No, they're not.
Ah, bollocks. People must have already gotten to the prison. We're late. I'll call an Uber. Okay, good. I meant a horse.
Yes.
A nightmare shows up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, 'cause we
As
haven't
is
had
often the case with Ubers.
Eden? Alright, come on.
Oh my goodness.
Support your
Johnny.
local,
Well, we know who's
Johnny.
never going to be sponsoring us.
support your local cab company.
That's my favorite joke I've ever made.
It's a pretty good one.
Let's get the fuck over to the prison.
Wow,
Stealth rolls,
Darren, you're
everybody.
like really into going and fighting in a prison.
Well, I don't want them to charge you without us.
That's true.
Stealth rolls, everybody.
I'm gonna roll stealth and get my ass over there.
Natural 20?
13.
I got a 16.
14.
Oh man, I got a 20 on
Cool.
something I didn't need a 20 for.
You managed to get out of the town without any awkward eye contact.
Except between each other.
Small miracles.
Yes. And you're heading to the prison, not to the hideout.
You don't
if I
have time to
understand
get the
correctly.
damn hideout.
Johnny, I rolled a 20. Can I like hide from my past or something?
And we're headed to the south
You
of the
can
prison.
only hide from yourself.
Okay. And we're headed to the south of the prison where the actual attack is supposed to be, not the fake attack north.
Yes.
Question.
I'm trusting you.
You're trusting me? This one wasn't even told
Who
to
met
me.
with Forehorn?
Oh.
Oh, I don't fucking remember.
So, memory reminder from the DM to Tordek specifically. Forehorn is the actual attack is going to be from the north. They set out like fake information that there was going to be attack from the south.
So yeah.
And then when the the troops that are ready at the south to like beat the Rangers, when they realize, oh fuck, there's someone in the castle coming from the north, they turn around and then a troop comes from the south to attack them from behind. So it's like
So we go
two
to-
sneak attacks in one.
So we go to
To the north.
the north. To the north?
I wish we'd talked with
Sorry.
barbarians to help us.
You did nothing wrong.
So you're on the path, and when you get into that valley where the ambush was, Forehorn like stands up out of a bush and is like, "Where the
Bring
Hey.
him, don't worry.
Talk to a nightmare?
Let's walk over to him and then talk quietly.
We got held up.
All right,
We got held up with other things.
we've got the cover of darkness, dark times for dark. What? That's not his voice. Dark times for dark business.
Yeah.
The bulk of our forces are positioned to the south and await the enemy to turn their backs. The ancillary force shall approach to the north. There are reports that one of the flesh golems has been relocated to the south of the jail. The main question is your place in this, which we should have planned out earlier.
Is it a
Will
busy
you
prison?
approach from the north, or will you bolster our forces to the south?
I mean, I would think we would want to be with the south where the main attack is going.
No.
Why?
Because the majority of the enemy forces are going to be on the south. We can sneak in and do some more damage while they aren't looking.
Well, they're going to distract them from the north so that when they turn around, the south can attack, right?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we be down there and attack them?
With the distraction or
Something that can hang out with 4 parts.
oh, he's very
We get split the party.
No, we're not splitting the party.
Why don't you go find a pit?
See, did you pick?
No, no.
I roll perception for pit.
No. It's fine.
Dareth begins digging
12.
a pit.
Darren looks for a pit.
I started shooting the ground with Eldritch Blast.
I am making a pit.
Oh my crap.
So what do you guys think? Like, so I would say let's be with the south and let's attack.
I don't know.
Any other suggestions?
What's the other option? Just going north or being the distraction, right? Yeah, that's what we were supposed to do. That was
We're
the plan.
already at the north.
Yeah, we're here.
Just let's stay.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't sign up for open warfare.
Why
I'm
not?
an adventurer.
Think of all the people you get to kill.
I'd really
Yeah,
rather.
I know, but
In a moment of actual seriousness, Ethan goes, I'd really rather not be on the front lines.
Also, I think that Dareth's abilities would be more useful in surprising.
I feel like my abilities would be more useful in the killing
But-
people.
actually,
Get me
I
out.
think he's kind of right. But I don't want him to know that.
No, I think
But he's
that
being
like
a dick about
uses
it.
Eldritch Blast
No, I don't want to
Would
lose
people up.
track of you.
be easier when there's less people than there would when there's lots.
And also, he's kind of happy with the Eldritch Blasts. I'm like psychically with you on this one because I am not even bothering to whisper this. Like, yeah, he's kind of happy with the Eldritch Blast there, and I would rather keep him away from the people on our side. I think he should stay with us. You know, minimize the friendly fire.
While you guys are talking,
So, it sounds like you're going to approach from the north.
Yeah, we're with you.
Do you require assistance?
Oh, you want just us to know?
Well, I could go with you, or I could give you a small detachment of rangers.
I would like
I choose
both
you
of
for
those.
We cannot spare that from the war effort. I can give you 6 of our best rangers to help you sneak in, or I can just go with you.
If you were to like put a number on that, like I don't know, like what you might call a challenge rating or something like that, what would that number be?
It's ballsy.
The number of...
Never mind, don't worry about it. I think we go with 400.
I think we should go with 4 marks.
Yeah.
Alright, well.
We are acknowledging if he says he's as good as 6 dudes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Cool.
I'm acknowledging that. I'm okay with this. I like it better than 6 dudes.
All right. I will send word. Any like motions towards the bushes, and a couple of rangers come out, and he like whispers to them, and they all seem to like spread out in a circle, very wide around the prison to join the southern forces.
What do you attack with?
All right, I'm ready when you are.
Sweet, lead the way.
He crouches down. Everybody give me stealth rolls.
I rolled a 20 last time, so I'm still sneaking.
I rolled an unnatural 20.
Nice.
Nice.
I got a 17.
12. I got a 14.
Cool. You all are approaching, and as you approach prison, you notice that there are 2 hobgoblins on either side of the gate, and it's one of those gates where like it's a big wrought iron gate that would like lower and raise, but it's got like a small wrought iron door in it, and the door is open. 2 hobgoblins, open door.
Are we
Four
waiting?
Horn.
Oh.
What's that?
I was like, are we going to wait for a signal? From the south?
Fourhorn puts his hand on Vermal's shoulder,
I'll take the one on the right.
and then he like just kind of sneaks off into the bushes in an arch to the right.
You are the assassin.
Yeah, I'm
Are you not sneaky?
I am not sneaky in the slightest. I am. You go directly up to them and stab them.
We're the distraction, right?
Yes.
There are not here 2 hobgoblins that are a fair distance away from us.
And
How is it that
I like put my hands. I'm like, oh yeah, there. I see them too.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying that in the past, you've had a very useful spell that has been very good at hitting people from a distance that when I'm behind you. Use it.
All right, stand in front of me real quick. Let
Well,
me
that's-
rest my arms on your shoulders so
That's-
I can study my aim.
Wait, arguably that's the safest I'll be.
Bradford, did you just honestly suggest like diverting from Fourhorn's plan as soon as he got out of earshot?
So I'm
I
going
like
to
it.
sneak
I mean,
over.
I agree.
Yeah. Actually, that
You
is
can
my- that is
maintain
my-
your current sneak roll.
That is my assertion. But I don't want Fourhorns to die.
He's not over there yet.
Okay. Then I will.
He
kind
just snuck off and away.
Okay. Then I will. Is there a way we could like flag him down?
We are supposed to
I
be
think it's too late.
sneaking him.
Mhm.
So maybe double Eldritch Blast at this
All
distance
right.
is the
I
best
thought we were
idea.
a distraction.
He said he was
No,
going to the right.
sneaking it.
I'm heading over to the left.
Oh wait, hold up. let's be clear, Johnny. The South Army is the distraction, right?
The plan is that
my
a
God.
group
That was
is
a good
going to
question.
sneak in from the north
Oh, shit.
while all of the troops are distracted to the south.
Okay, so the South Army
And
is the
then-
distraction.
When they realize that someone is inside of the base, they'll be like, "Oh fuck, we have to go to the north."
they
And
will
then
hand-
the southern force, which is the actual real army, will attack.
Okay.
Well, we have to sneak
So we were
over.
supposed to be
Double surprise
So
attack.
Got it.
will sneak over, and I will. Am I able to like surprise attack slash?
Yeah.
slash
I mean,
slash?
is that a thing that you have? But I mean,
Surprise
yeah. I mean,
attack?
if you're
No, but I just
stealthed
mean, like,
and you
can I
attack
stealth
the thing,
over and then, yeah.
yeah.
But like, can I get right up and slash him, or should I just like be from?
Yeah, you rolled a natural 20, right?
Unnatural.
Unnatural 20. Yeah, I mean, 1 second. Yeah.
Okay.
You get right up to that motherfucker and it like isn't paying attention.
Okay, so my first
and-
one is gonna be that reciprocal, and then my second will be the poison.
Are you throwing or melee?
Just melee, because I'm
Melee,
right
cool.
up next one. So the first one is a 19, but an unnatural 19.
That hits.
Or sorry, not a 19. I misread my thing. 23, but you know, same.
That hits.
For 4 damage, and then 21 for 6 regular damage and 8 poison damage.
You take your reciprocal hand axe and you get it into the hobgoblin's stomach. It's about to scream, and with the poison hand axe, you slit its throat, and it just goes and just falls over. The other hobgoblin turns to you and draws its bow, and then just goes like, and just like its bow slowly, like it like slowly undraws its bow and just falls forward, and you like it droops, and you notice that it doesn't fall, and then you see Fourhorn rise up, and his axe is just like square down its spine, holding it in the air, and he shakes his axe a little bit, and it just falls to the ground. And he starts creeping into the like through the wrought iron gate that is left open.
Follow.
Yeah, we all.
So you're in the gateway now.
Quick,
down
that's-
And oh, you know what? I didn't grab a miniature for Fourhorn.
I was about to say, which one is Four Horns?
That one.
Yeah.
So, as you're entering, Fourhorn kind of like puts his arm out to like stop you, and you notice that there are 2 hobgoblins just inside of the gate. Fourhorn taps Vermal on the shoulder again, like in front of all of you, and like points, and then he points to the right one,
Mm-hmm.
and then he points to himself, and then he points to the left one.
Okay. I'm gonna run over there and double slice.
Double slice.
Double slice 2-hand. Where's my 2? Okay. Okay, so that was a 9
That does not hit.
on the first one. And that was a 13 on the second one.
That also does not hit. So Vermal, you swipe twice, but the hobgoblin manages to dodge out of the way. It goes to scream. I will give both Tordek and Dareth, who have ranged attacks, reactions, since it is surprised.
I'm gonna kill him.
Can I make a question about stats real quick.
Yep.
Are you not proficient in two-handed weapons?
Well, it's one of the moves that I can do, yes.
So you're proficient in two-handed weapons.
And one-handed.
So wouldn't it be proficiency plus strength that you would add to your original
Yeah,
roll?
absolutely.
So you would be
Yeah.
adding plus 6, not plus 3.
Oh. Shit. And I think we've had this conversation before, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sure have.
God damn it. Okay. Well, then I guess that was a 16. That last one, at the very least. I don't remember the previous.
That still does not hit.
Okay. Yes, I will take a reaction with that reciprocal. That is a 25 for
That hits.
4 damage.
What's the actual roll on that?
17.
Okay, gotcha. Cool, that hits for how much damage?
4. Or, sorry,
Cool.
7.
7, nice. And Dareth?
So the first Eldritch Blast would be a 10, which I'm guessing does not hit. The second one is going to be a 26, though.
So you don't get 2.
Well, it's one
On the
spell,
reaction.
it's 2 rays, so...
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, alright. I thought you were attacking with, like...
No, it's,
I
I
thought
mean,
you
it's
had,
one
like,
spell. I just can do 2 rays now at 5th level, so...
Gotcha.
Every time I cast it, it's going to be 2.
Cool. Excellent. Marvelous. Keep going.
Okay,
What was
so
the second one?
The second one is going to be a 26 for...
Alright, that hits.
13 force damage.
Cool. Are you launching it?
No, because we are being
Cool.
stealthy, and Dareth is aware.
So Vermal misses both of her sword strikes, and then Vermal, you experience an axe cut, like swings by over your right shoulder, and a green ray over your left shoulder. That like the axe hits and then poofs out of existence, and then the ray hits exactly where the axe was, and just like the thing has like a large hole in it now, and just like slumps to the ground. Fourhorn takes his 2 axes and just chops his hobgoblin in half.
It's cool. It's like propel your axe with an Eldritch Blast.
Yikes.
That's okay.
When you enter the square, which you are now in, what you see is these. Over here, you see a small forge. These are carts that are filled with iron ingots. And what you see is prisoners that are working, they're taking shovel loads of the swords that you saw Bloodhurl making, and they're throwing them into the forge and making them back into ingots.
Yeah, why?
Just creating an endless cycle of work for people?
In this corner, you see a huge pile of bodies. In this corner, you see a much smaller pile of just bones.
Johnny, just so you're aware, we cannot see the other pile, or like the map for the other.
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
So it's like a courtyard.
Yep. So you're in the courtyard of the prison. And if you would give me a devil picture.
Okay, that
Andrew.
was the one you called Devil Guy, right?
Yeah, devil guy. You see hovering in the air, like here, so like 30 feet in the air, a man who looks sort of like if someone who had never seen a human made one out of clay. He has very sunken features. He's dressed up in priest robes, and he wears a metal-worked devil's eye sigil on him. And you hear a voice that sounds, it has like multi-octaves, it's very deep.
Last night, I had a dream. In my dream, the world has suffered a terrible disaster. A black haze shut out the sun, and darkness was alive with the moans and screams of wounded people. Suddenly, a small light glowed,
and he raises his hand up and produces a small magical flame.
A candle flickered into life, a symbol of hope for millions. A single, tiny candle, shining in the ugly dark.
And he closes his hand, and you see a brief wisp of smoke emerge.
They say evil prevails when good men fail to act. What they should say is evil prevails.
And he slowly starts to float to the ground. At this, Forehorn rushes ahead and takes a takes a one-handed swing at him with his axe. And with a swift motion, he catches the axe by the handle and plunges his hand into Forehorn's chest. He draws Forehorn in close and whispers into his ear, but loud enough for you to hear.
Humanity is not perfect in any fashion. No more in the case of evil than that of good.
And he starts to levitate. And as Forehorn's full body weight becomes rested on this hand in his chest, you see a gush of blood go to the ground.
The criminal has his virtues just as the honest man has his weakness. My father was perfect. He who was made me, and so I am perfect.
And as he continues to hover up, he just drops Forehorn's limp body to the ground. A large wrought iron door opposite you starts to rise up, and loud thuds can be heard.
In his absence, I create little perfect things. What I have found in my workshop, as my father found before me in his, it is not possible to create perfect things with no weaknesses. So instead we make perfect things with no virtues.
And you see a large monstrosity emerge from the now open wrought iron door. And if you would switch over to the picture of the fiend.
That was the first one, right?
Yeah. You see a large monstrosity with the head, torso, and left arm of a pit fiend. The rest of it and the left side of its face are that of a troll. It has one wing of a fiend and one wing from an angel. It's sutured together much in the same way that you've seen other monstrosities sutured together, but this seems to have been done with a great deal more care. It's not like single big ones. It's all very, nice. As nice as that can be. He carries a large trident with twisted, serrated points, and the devil can be heard laughing as he levitates away back towards the town. Everybody roll initiative.
Shit.
Surely not fighting this today. We'll kill the shit out of him.
Yeah, we,
6 flat.
That is a natural 20. Dareth was ready. I need to
got
grab my
six.
spells.
20
He
is
didn't care
Dareth.
that bit about humanity. Personally, is the only human on the team.
Dareth is a human.
Half.
Half elf.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Doctor, what did you say you roll?
I said I rolled a flat 6
6.
because I don't have a dex modifier.
Tordek.
Tordek got 8, and Pippin got 7.
All right, and Vermal.
7.
All right. So that's gonna be Dareth, Tordek,
I don't think fireballs
Vermal,
work against this.
Pippin.
No, I bet not.
Like while he's saying that, I say that. While he's entering.
All right, so Dareth, you get a bonus round because you got a natural 20. So like during all of this like monologue that happened, like you're just sort of like, no, I'm just gonna like shoot at this guy. I don't give a fuck what you're talking
I'm
about.
just gonna do what I always do and kill him.
So your first turn.
I'm going to cast Hex on him and give him disadvantage with dexterity saves.
He is fully the fuck hexed.
And then I will dual Eldritch Blast his ass. Or any part of him, but I want to focus on his ass.
That's
Well,
what
he's facing you, so...
Well, can I ricochet it off something behind him? So...
No. I mean, you can try. It'll just be a more difficult roll.
No, I'm not going to try. But it's tempting. 15 and an unnatural 20.
The second one hits.
The second one is going to do 16 force damage.
Cool. And this is like troll size, so you cannot push him.
Okay. So, but what is behind... Oh, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it's just an
You
open
literally-
door.
I was about to say, what is behind him? Because I would like to push him, but you literally were just finishing something. But...
Yep. All right, and that's your first turn?
Yeah.
Are you going to move or anything?
I think I'll scoot my boot to the right a few squares.
My right?
Yeah, sure. That works.
All right.
Scooting.
You get to like the pile of bodies and are just barely not standing on it.
And that's all for that turn, and then I get my actual turn, right?
Actual turn.
On my actual turn, I think I'm going to do something different. Actually, no, I won't. I'm going to Eldritch Blast him.
When the going gets tough, the tough...
Just go to the classics, you know? So first one's an unnatural 20, second one is 23.
Those both hit.
This is going to be a bunch of damage. So that would be 38 force damage.
We might get to go to lunch on
Cool.
time anyway.
Like, oh, I took care of it, guys. He's dead.
All right. That was fun. Speak of the devil is every other Sunday.
Every other.
I fucked up.
Real quick, just for my own peace of mind, so this doesn't pop up later, surprisingly, who has the water gun? Because I feel like it's Vermo.
I feel like it's Percy.
Yeah.
No, he gave
first-
it to us.
He gave it to
us?
you this morning.
No, I gave him the
Yeah.
vials,
he
but
totally
he never
gave it to
gave
us.
me the water thing.
No, like literally a line of text that I've written down and read to you is he hands over the water gun.
Sick. I've got a water gun apparently. Spritz. Go away, you.
A water
This is
crossbow.
Get down from that counter.
A water crossbow.
Sweet.
All right.
Am I proficient
Tordek.
with water crossbow? Or am I passing this off to somebody who is?
Are you proficient in crossbows?
No.
Dareth is.
Nope. You're not proficient in it. I would accept improvised weapons as well.
Am
I
I,
don't
am
have that
I
either.
close enough to throw my axes?
Your axe range is what, 30?
20, 60?
No, you are not.
Kind of figured.
You'd have to be considerably closer.
Alright, so let's do this longbow shit.
All right.
Where's my D8? There it is.
I think the first time we ever saw you use that, it was like a nat 20.
Why don't you use this all the time?
God, all my shit is fire. I don't think fire's gonna go well against a fireman.
So that is a 19 for 9 damage.
That does not hit.
19? Fuck my life. Okay. That's it. That's all I got.
All right, Tordek lets loose an arrow, and it hits the troll part of the abomination and just like lands on the ground. Vermal.
Mood.
Yeah. I'm gonna hand the water gun to somebody who can actually use it.
Hello.
You?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Do you trust Dareth?
I can use it.
Do I want to have holy water next to the warlock?
Probably not.
I
Oh,
mean,
that's a bad idea.
I don't want you to melt or anything.
Get that away from me.
Do not get it on his book. He might kill you.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
literally would kill you.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass this off to Tordak.
To the ranger.
Here you go.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
I think that's probably. I don't need this shit. Is that a bonus? Is that a bonus action there?
That's going to be a bonus action, but it's also going to eat up 5 feet of movement.
Oh, fair. I was like, here you go. I moved 5 feet. I think I'm gonna charge up my sword then for an attack that will eventually happen once they get closer.
Cool.
And that's it.
All right, Pippin's turn.
So, am I correct in that the floaty guy is still floating?
No, he floated off like back towards the town.
Oh.
He got the fuck out.
Okay. Weird, but chill. Pippin's just gonna move closer. There's more than 80 feet there, right? In between them?
1, 2, 3, 4. 80 feet would be... Shit, how many squares is 80 feet? It'd be...
It'd be 16.
16? You could get there.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, 3 squares in front of him.
No,
Or,
let's
like...
just have him go 40.
40?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That's Pipperuski. Radford.
Cool. I just want to be clear about the board because I'm very blind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Put your
that's...
glasses on.
No.
For real.
What is your question?
No. Guys, you don't know how my glasses help me. That's not how they help me.
Oh, gotcha.
So what's the white figurine to the next to most of us?
That
is...
Forehorn, I think.
Oh, that was Forehorn.
Okay,
where's
just double
Forehorn's
checking
body
that
now?
doesn't exist anymore.
But where's his... Yeah, there we go. Thanks. That's what I was thinking.
Much better.
But I wasn't sure.
I shoot at Forehorn.
Okay, so we're dealing with the dude at the... Oh, well, okay. Is there a chance he's super for reals he's dead? Because I have a stabilize the dying spell.
He stuck his hand in him, so...
I don't see how that
He
answers
bled
my
a lot.
question.
That's about all we know.
He stuck his hand in him non-consensually.
You can
well-
check.
Jeez.
I think you're the only one who can.
Okay, Johnny.
Yep.
I would like to run over there and use Spare the Dying on him, which is a cantrip of mine.
Cool.
I can
Would you
stable-
read to me the text of that?
I can read to you my very tiny note, which
Yeah,
just says
that's fine.
stabilize 0 HP creatures.
All right. I'm gonna give you some detail, and then I'm gonna make you roll, and you'll understand when you get the detail.
Yeah, let me also.
When
pull
you
up the-
approach him, you see a hole in his chest,
Yikes.
and you can actually like see his heart, and it has like it looks like it's been like squeezed into just like a tiny little squeezed thing. So roll a d20.
For the record, I looked up the details. That's
Uh-huh.
it. What I wrote down is it. You touch a living creature. Oh,
Yeah.
that has 0 HP.
So roll a d20.
Is this just a D20?
Just
or
a
is this
D20
health thing,
roll.
or not health.
This is just because this isn't a rule, but I want to give you a chance.
7.
You use your magical ability, and you, like magic essence leaves your hand, and nothing about Forehorn seems to change.
Well, I tried.
Anything else?
That was Ben, not Eden. That would have been very insensitive if that was Eden.
Yeah. No, I got that.
Well,
it wasn't
dicks.
in an accent. Anything else?
I don't think there's anything else I can do. I moved and I did a spell.
Cool.
So
It is Makalos's turn. He, with his wings, takes like pseudo flight. He's mostly just moving very quickly. Lands right next to the doctor, and he basically like comes down with his trident into you full force. And that for sure the fuck hits.
Are we sure?
Positive. He got a not natural, obviously, 21. But he hits you for minimum damage. Takes 6 damage. And make a Constitution save.
Oh man.
Okay, hold up. Let me modify that part of my character sheet first.
Just give yourself more. Give yourself a +5.
Cool.
On me.
Thanks.
No problem.
Cool. Constitution saving throw. Is Constitution a good thing I have? It's kinda. We'll see.
It should be if you're
Yeah.
fucking...
I mean, not guaranteed. 12.
You pass.
Okay. What?
You
You
pass.
pass the Constitution saving throw.
Cool. I was
Dareth,
thinking
it's
too
your
much.
turn.
Holy shit! It's my turn again.
I was gonna
Yeah, you
say-
get those.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm last in the order. I rolled like a 6 on initiative or something.
All right. There's a lot of people around him, so I think I will hold off on the fireball
Oh, thanks.
just for fun. So I guess I'll just go ahead and Eldritch Blast this guy again.
Cool. Just go for it.
Okay, I rolled 2 10s.
Neither of those hit.
Cool. I just like shooting off Eldritch Blasts everywhere. Go
One of them whizzes right by the doctor's head.
And that's all I'm gonna do.
All right, Tordek. Now the guy is within axe throwing range.
Chill. Alright. Tordek throws reciprocal and then just a regular.
Cool.
Oh, no. Sorry. Let me change that. I haven't done anything yet, so I can't.
Yep.
Tordek uses his bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the creature.
Mm.
This guy is Hunter's Mark and Hexed. You also have the...
Okay. So I'm gonna use my reciprocal hand axe because that's all I got. For 18?
18 does not hit.
Fine. That
Again, it strikes him, but then just falls to the ground without doing any damage.
Okay.
All right, Vermal.
Would you describe the various bits of this abomination so that I don't wind up stabbing the part that can't be stabbed?
That part bounced off the pit fiend part. Like it just has natural armor all over.
All right. So, I put burning hands on my sword, so I would like to run up and try to stab it in the gut with my first attack, and
Cool.
and burning hands the hell out of it. So
I'm guessing in a direction that is not Doctor or Pippin.
yes, directly in
Pretty
between them,
please.
since I'm rushing between them.
Yeah. So.
It would not be
Cool.
hitting them. Okay. And so, let's see. 2, 3, 17. Okay, so that's a 17.
Cool.
No, wait.
That does not hit.
That's a 19. Sorry.
That does not hit.
Okay. And then I guess the burning hands doesn't do anything either.
Nope, it does not go off because it did not hit.
Sweet. Then I tried my double strike, or my second strike. And so that would be a 19.
That does not hit.
I'm getting the impression this thing can't be hit.
I've hit it a few times.
Yeah, that's you though.
What were
Pippin.
your attack rolls?
Pippin
19
is
won't hit
gonna
it.
tusk him.
Cool.
Both times.
Roll with advantage because Pippin is now flanking.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that doesn't hit. It's a 15.
Nope. Radford.
Radford is furious because he was not able to save someone he felt he could have. Whether or not he actually could have is not an issue here. This is reactivating some drama, so he's angry. So he looks up at said beast and yells like, "You mindless fucker!" as he swings his hammer upwards for 19 plus 8, 27 to hit.
Nice.
That hits.
Sure fucking does. Sorry, got a little cocky there. I'm sure I'm about to get hit for more. Plus for 7 damage. And then I will do that again because I'm feeling cocky.
Cool.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Plus 8, so I'm sure that'll hit.
Yep.
And then, how do we count?
So it's double what you roll, and then plus your strength.
Cool. 8 times 2 is 16, so 19 damage.
Nice.
Yeah, Ben.
Look at the doctor.
Yeah, that's what happened. You won't like me when I'm angry.
You guys watch as like the doctor connects to like the inside of its like kneecap, like knee, and it actually like almost like falls over, and then he hits it on the other side. He's just like wailing on it, and it is absolutely reacting, which you all would be like, "Oh fuck!" Like my axe didn't do anything to it. Fuck, doctor.
Can we appreciate the how great it is that I hit his knee with a hammer and got a reaction out of him?
As a doctor does.
As a doctor does. Next, I'll check his heartbeat.
It is Makalos's turn, and he is fucking pissed that you hit him and doesn't pay attention to the 2 people that didn't hurt him, even though they made contact. And he is coming at you with... he's stabbing you with his trident with one hand and clawing at you with the other.
Don't die, doctor.
Oh, thanks.
No problem.
Moral support.
So the trident does hit you for 17 damage.
Ouch.
You rolled max damage.
I said
And go ahead and make a con save.
Can I cast a be better at that cantrip? Or perhaps use initiative? Or not initiative,
Unless the cantrip says you can use it as a reaction. No, you sure fucking can't.
I'm pretty sure I can. Alternatively, I could use inspiration on that, maybe? Question mark.
Yeah, you sure could.
Do you have inspiration?
I have 2, and they're all related to my underwear. Once a spell. Wait. Nah, never mind. It's as I'm doing it. I'm pretty sure. Or it's as I'm doing something. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you cast it on someone else.
Dicks.
Yep.
Okay, so what? Inspiration's just a reroll?
Yep.
A lot better. 18 plus 2, 20.
All right. So
minus
he
17
comes
damage.
down at you with the pitchfork and just gets you like dead on in the chest, and it pierces through your armor, but only a little bit. So your armor like mostly holds it off. Its claw, it expected you to dodge, and so it strikes down onto the ground with its claw, and it hits with such force that its claw is stuck in the ground.
Nice.
Oh,
It rolled a natural 1.
Idiot.
Awesome.
So it will not be able to use its claw attack next turn. Dareth.
If anyone had any sort of mind reading spell at all, if you tuned into Dr. Radford's brain, it would just be loud bagpipes. Just this is his berserker mode.
Yes.
Dareth.
Damn, it's my turn already again? This is going quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot his ass. The first one is going to be 11. And
That does not
the
hit.
second one is going to be 25.
That does hit.
That one's going to be 5, 6, 7, 13, 12 damage, actually. 12
All
force
right.
damage. And also,
You gonna move or anything?
I want to scoot a little further along the dead bodies in the corner.
Like to there?
Yeah.
Cool.
There are slaves or prisoners elsewhere in the room, right?
Yeah, here, if you want, I'll throw a couple of...
Yeah, they're up.
Also, this is a good time to mention, they have not stopped working.
That's concerning.
They're completely ignoring all of this happening. All right.
Is Shadow with me, just kind of watching and following?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, because you asked, you notice a cat next to Makalos.
Oh. Okay.
Tordek.
I move over a little bit so that I have a clearer line of sight?
Boop.
Yeah. And I throw reciprocal and then, just regular old guy.
Cool.
Old guy.
Why are you throwing old guys?
Are they magical old guys?
26.
All
Um,
old
That hits.
for
like nice grandpas, not senators.
8 damage, and then unnatural 20
That hits.
for 10 damage.
Gareth. Fucker.
Cool. Vermal.
His hand's still stuck in the ground, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Like an idiot.
I would like to attack his wrist in the attempt to slice it off. So I'm going to do
Cool.
it first. Which is 14.
That does not hit.
And my second. Shit. Which is less than that.
All right. Pippin.
He tusks him again, I guess. For a nat 20,
Nice.
for 8 damage.
Nice. Pippin, being furious along with you guys, just because he's mad, fucking gets his tusk like into the fiend's ankle.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
It's
it.
the thought that
Johnny.
counts.
Just flavor. Radford.
I'm gonna take a step the fuck back.
Oh,
On
so
the
you're gonna
ground.
5 foot?
Huh?
You're gonna 5 foot?
I don't know what you're asking me.
You're
5 foot
5 foot.
away from it?
Oh yes, sure. I just don't want to be right up close and personal with it.
Just my question is mostly, if you 5 foot, it uses up all of your movement and you don't get attacked. If you just move away, it gets an attack of opportunity on you.
Right.
So you 5
So-
foot.
So you probably want to do the thing where it doesn't attack you.
Yes, I would like to do the thing where it doesn't attack me.
Cool. So you 5 foot.
Cool. I'll pretend to know what that means later.
It's definitely a Pathfinder mechanic.
Bold of you to assume I remember that. Cool. I'd like to just cast Sacred Flame directly at it.
Boom. And then it rolls a save, right?
It does, and it has to be something.
That's a dexterity save, correct?
Sure is.
Yep. And it has to beat
14.
So it got a 17 and a natural 20
Okay, so
on its 2 rolls. So it does resist it. So it takes what, half damage or just none?
I believe none.
I believe none. Cool. Excellent. So nothing happens.
You should have said you believe full damage.
Actually, if he wins, it gets double damage.
Yeah.
Makalos' turn. It uses what would have been its claw attack to get its claw out of the ground, and it attacks Vermal with its trident. That hits for 8 damage. Vermal, make a Constitution saving throw.
That's going to be 17.
That makes it. Man, you guys are doing real good on your saving throws.
And you said 8 damage, right?
Yep.
You got that synergy going.
Dareth.
God damn, again? I'm gonna shoot him.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
God damn it. Don't believe in me. Quit it, Johnny. You cursed me.
You're welcome.
Neither of them hit. A 10 and a 12.
All
Believing
right.
in me.
Tordek.
Wait, I want to keep scooting along the wall, though.
All right.
Tordek does some attacks.
Are you trying to get like real close to those prisoners, or just sort of like there?
Yeah, let's just say there for this turn.
Cool.
Tordek throws some axes, normal order, reciprocal, regular. for 21.
That does hit.
For 8 damage, and then 15.
That does not hit.
Okay.
All right, Vermal.
All right, I'm gonna skip the dagger this time, and I'm just gonna cast Cloud of Daggers on it directly.
Cool. It makes a dex save on that, or does it just get damaged
No,
for
I
being in
think
this?
it pretty much doesn't really have very much of a choice.
I feel like there's a save.
Let me look.
I think it is a dex save.
Is it dexterity?
I think so. To dodge.
Well, I'm rolling with disadvantage. And, lucky for you, I roll a 7 and a 10.
Nice.
So I probably fail. So what's happening to me?
Well, I was gonna roll. I have to roll 4d4
Nice.
for the damage. Is it increased by 2d4 for each slot over 2? And I am over that.
Are you casting it as a higher level?
Yeah, once I hit level 5, I got an additional slot. Cool.
So you're expending the higher level slot.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And
Just make sure to mark that off.
oh yeah, I'll do it right now because you said so. Okay, so that's 4, 5, 9, 12, 14, and 17. So 17 damage of Cloud of Daggers hovering there, and I will keep track of how many turns that's there.
Cool. Pipperooski.
Tusk
He does not have advantage anymore.
he got 21
Cool, that hits.
for 5.
For flavor, his tusk never left the thing's ankle, and he just is like wriggling around.
Ow. Get the Achilles.
Good job, Pippa.
Assuming this thing
Pippin's
has,
fucking brutal.
Pippin doesn't even have
Radford.
advantage.
Okay. I fucked that up last time, but there's no reason to think it wouldn't happen again. No, I probably shouldn't just do Sacred Flame again. I'm going to go in for the smash.
Do it.
Cool. First one absolutely did not hit. I'll save you the time on that one.
Cool.
And then the second one was a 16 to hit.
Does
Oh,
not hit.
excuse me. No, that's untrue. 16 plus 8, so 24.
So that does hit.
Cool. And then 5 plus 3, so 8.
Marvelous.
Cool. Done my part. Good night.
Excellent. Makalos's turn.
No.
He 5 foot away
Ah,
towards the doctor,
fucker.
and he is going to claw at Vermal, and he is going to trident at the doctor. Ooh.
What's that sound, Johnny?
That's always a good sound.
So those both hit. Doctor, you take 11 damage from the trident and roll a Constitution saving throw.
Pass it. Please pass it. There you go.
I'm good. 15 plus 2, 17.
Cool. Vermal, you just got the luckiest, unluckiest combination of things. A natural 20 at minimum damage, which is take 7 damage.
Nice.
All right.
And that's that turn. Dareth.
So I'm going to continue my way along the wall towards the prisoners, and as I do so, I'm going to shoot him. Not the prisoner, but the big guy.
Yeah, I got that. I hope that.
I'm just going to execute these
You just
prisoners
sort of walk
real
by,
quick.
you're like, oh, pew.
I wouldn't have been like entirely surprised. It's like, you're in my way.
So the first one's going to be a 26, and the second one will be a 21.
Those both hit.
So that would be not as much damage as I would have hoped, but 24 force damage.
Cool.
And then, in addition to that, can I kind of like look at this prisoner I'm cuddled up against or cuddled up next to?
Yeah, you just see him like taking a like armful of swords to the like dump in the forge.
Does he seem like he's under a spell? Like he's
as a
not
bonus
actually
action, you
there?
can roll an Arcana check.
Okay, I will do that. That would be 14.
He does not appear to be under a spell.
So his eyes aren't glazed over or anything like that?
I mean, his eyes are pretty glazed over, but it's not magical.
Got it. Okay. And that is my turn.
All right, Tordek.
Tordek throws the axes. Doo-doo-doo-doo. For a nat 20.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
For 9 damage. Oh, actually. Oh, no, that's right. Never mind. So for 9 damage. And then 19.
That does not hit.
Cool.
Do you get a plus to hit from Hunter's Mark?
No.
You just get extra damage.
You just get extra damage.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, then that does not hit.
And then I move closer to the thing. Like 15 feet.
So there.
That's more than... That's...
Oh, that's actually only 10 feet, so 15 feet would be that much.
Yeah. That's good.
Cool. Vermal.
I'd like to roll. I'd like to perceive if he's looking shaggy around the edges or not.
I mean, he looks like he's been attacked a bunch, but he's not like limping. He's not bleeding a whole lot. What blood he is bleeding is black.
Okay, well,
I'm a doctor. That's not supposed to happen.
I'm gonna. That's not healthy.
No, it doesn't look.
You should get that checked out.
I would get that checked out.
Too much
by a
sodium in your
professional.
blood. Too much sodium.
So
Too much sulfur.
Pippin is goring which of its legs?
It is no longer goring any of its legs because the thing walked away.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, he only 5-footed?
yeah,
Yep.
he 5-footed out of my cloud of daggers. Which reminds me, I need to add 2 turns to that. Cool. So I'm gonna 2-handed sword attempt to hit the place or stab the place where Pippin already made some room.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a 12.
That does not hit.
And that's even less.
Does not hit.
Great.
You have not hit him once, I don't think.
I've noticed.
Hey.
Well, I hit him with Cloud of Daggers.
That's true.
That, for 17. That's not bad.
Pippin.
Fucking
Pippin attacks him.
I'm going to assume Pippin goes around the Cloud of Daggers.
Yeah, he's not dumb. I mean,
Yeah,
he's a
I
little
got-
dumb, but he's not that
This is
dumb.
a little bit.
No comment.
No, I mean, he is, like, actually a little dumb. He is a bore.
He's dumb enough that you don't get any righteous indignation from your telepathic link with him when you think to yourself, well, he's kind of dumb.
That's true, I am.
He's just like Pippin.
Cubone.
He didn't make it.
All right. Pippin didn't make it. Radford.
Cool. Due to the damage that I have received, I'm going to do that mending sinews thing, which means
Cool.
my bald head begins to glow.
Nice.
It's color, and I channel +8 health back to everyone.
What's the
Boom.
range on that?
60 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, I am
Yeah.
just a beacon of
You
healing.
get it, Dareth.
I haven't been hurt, so I'm good.
So anyway, everyone, including Pippin, +8.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's cool.
I'm sorry, +10.
12? 14?
Is it 10?
It's 10 because
Just
I
10.
have +2 on all my healing checks. because I have a
Dark past.
no. Actually, it's a very straightforward thing. I literally have like, it's just good at medicine. That's like practically the name of the feat.
It is Makalos's turn.
No, I'm not done, my friend.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, no, it just says literally medical training at 2nd level. It's +2 to everything. That's it. And then, but I have advantage checks on humanoids and 2 other creature types of my choosing, so I chose boars.
What else are you doing?
That's awesome.
I have no idea. I don't even know what a 3rd type of thing is.
Dragons.
Hell yeah! Let's heal a dragon. Anyway, I'm done. I just
All
want
right.
to talk some more.
Dareth.
God damn, this is going too fast.
No, this is good. This means that we all know what we're doing.
So,
Also, this should be going fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a boss battle.
We
There's
want this dead.
This is a boss battle. There's
Yeah.
one target.
what does the rest of the room look like? Is there? I know that on the other side there are just like barrels full of weapons and
Carts full of iron bars.
So there's not like a 2nd level or anything like that. It's just this is one big open room.
If you went in here, there's like more to the prison.
Got it.
But you're just in a courtyard.
Okay. Got it. That makes more sense. All right. So I'm gonna kind of like walk around this prisoner that continues to be working and kind of like to the other wall, basically. Yeah, like that. And then
You're like you like have to sort of like weave in and out the prisoners as they're going back and forth around their jobs, and like none of them even like one of them actually like looks at you to sort of like avoid walking into you, but just continues going about working.
are they shackled at all, or they're just completely?
Nope.
Okay, I'm going to shoot. Now that I'm behind him, I'm going to shoot him in the ass.
Cool.
That's why you've been sneaking around this entire time, so that you can Eldritch blast him in the ass.
I love you so much.
So the first one is going to be a 27.
That hits.
And the second one is not enough.
Cool.
But that's going to be 18 force damage. And I don't know if you'd let me do this as a bonus action. Could I like kind of like nudge one of the prisoners and be like, "Hey, what's wrong?"
You nudge the prisoner, and he just like keeps walking past you, just like.
He just mumbles. Fine.
Yep.
It's a mood though.
All right. That's my turn.
Tordek.
Did you hit?
Tordek
Oh,
I
okay.
said the
moves
damage.
in closer.
Melee range.
Yeah, I'm kind of out of like axes that aren't my cool axes.
Gotcha. So that's going to. I'm gonna again smartly avoid the.
Cloud of daggers.
Daggers.
Yes, Tordek is quite a bit more intelligent than Pippin, so I'm gonna assume that he.
At that, you do get righteous indignation from Pippin. It's like, you're allowed to call me dumb, but it's only because you're dumb too, man.
Alright, so reciprocal and then poison. 19 does not hit, right?
Nope. Wait, it does with the reciprocal.
Oh, that's right, because it crits on that.
Yeah, because it crits on a 19.
So that was a 6, so that would be 12, plus 1, plus 3 would make that 16 damage. And then the other one
Cool.
didn't make it.
All right. Vermal.
I'm gonna magic missile its ass.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, and that just automatically hits his ass.
No,
Yeah,
his ass.
directly to the ass.
Yeah, I see what you're trying to do over there. Okay, so that's 2.
Oh yeah, for flavor, one of Dareth's things that did hit it on the ass, and there's now a hole in its
Ass.
like what's the word, like loincloth.
Oh, I was gonna say there's supposed to be a hole in your ass.
That's the asshole.
Now there's a new one. No, it's just a hole in the loincloth.
What is this, Magic Tavern?
I don't know. You're the doctor here. I'll trust you, I guess.
I got that.
That was a joke for one other person in this room. Oh, you started it.
I started.
Yeah, you know about that weird thing John has with
listening.
butts.
Oh, the buttholes.
Anyways,
Yeah, the two.
Vermal, what'd you roll for damage?
The damage grand total was 4.
Boof.
I want to do more, but I also don't want to blow my only other spell slot yet, in case more happens.
Pippin.
That didn't hit. He got a 15.
Boo. Radford.
Alright.
Oh, actually, wait. Roll with advantage, because Pippin is flanking again now.
That was 18.
Cool. Radford.
Okay, Johnny, this is going to sound like metagaming. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how does spiritual weapon work?
I don't know, did you look it up?
Yes, I
It
looked it up.
basically just makes a floating...
That operates on its
weapon.
own, and I don't need to do anything with it. It just does it on
I think
itself.
you attack with a bonus action on your turn. So it's a bonus action to make it attack.
Okay, but so I don't have to be near it, right?
Right.
Cool.
Nope.
Yeah, this is just like a floating weapon.
Cool, I'm going to cast spiritual weapon.
Cool.
I don't know what it should look like, because I haven't thought about that before.
A hammer.
It's a hammer, because you've got a hammer.
Oh.
If you want a quick and easy.
Okay, fine. It's a hammer.
You said you didn't know what it should
Well,
look
yeah,
like.
but I don't want to be the guy that's just about hammers.
What's it gonna do?
It's gonna go hammer.
Is it gonna go hammer time?
I don't. No, you're right. No, that's too. I'll save that for later. Hammer. It's a hammer.
Can it look like bagpipes?
No, the greatest weapon of all. We invented that for intimidation purposes. That's not a joke.
It's just a big thing of haggis.
It's just
You just slap him with it.
Haggis is not as bad as the reputation.
haggis
gets.
is.
First of all, let me just say, haggis is awesome.
Yes,
and it's one of the cheap things that I'm going to miss when I come back. You can't think about what it is while you're eating it, but it's fucking delicious.
I find thinking about it helps. 2, you can get haggis here, my dude.
No, not
It's not the
real
same.
haggis.
I also feel like Johnny just like doesn't realize how many things that you can get here, cause like, how did you not know you could buy potato bread? Like, what
Okay,
the
did
fuck?
you not see that when every time I posted a picture of what I'm talking about potato bread here, that everyone was like, oh shit, that's something different. I guess you can't get that here.
That's true. He did that.
I don't know that I actually responded, but that is the exact thought process when I saw the photo.
I think you can still
Yeah.
get that at like delis or
I
something.
kind of assumed that because everyone was like, "Oh, you can get it," and they posted like loaves of bread, but it's a flat, like it's farls, it's like flat bread.
I'm gonna be really, really honest with you, and if that was on a post you made on Facebook, which I do not recall if it was a post you made, I probably didn't ever look at it again.
Oh yeah, well, it was a post, and we established that the thing that I am talking about that is called potato bread here is a different thing. You guys would probably call it like potato flatbread or potato farls.
Now we know. You can get haggis here though. We have
Yeah,
sheep
you can
here.
get haggis here, but it doesn't have.
Alright.
No,
I
it
think
does.
the
Don't worry
sheep's
about
stomach.
it.
Hammer him.
Anyway, you create a floating spectral weapon within range that lasts for the duration, which is 1 minute. Bonus action, blah, 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 blah. When you cast the spell, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon. So I'd like to cast it directly behind it, i.e. at its back.
Cool.
Ass.
That's what I should have said.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so I mean, I'll just we can say that that's either occupying the space above Forehorn or the Cloud of Daggers.
Sure, whatever. Yeah, you know what? That way it's like Forehorn's fighting with us,
Yay!
even though he's deceased.
And use axes.
I was gonna say you don't want to use your hammer to knock a bunch of floating blades into it.
I turn it into a golf club and launch Forehorns at... No. Christ, that'd be gross.
All right. Anyway, so
Anyway,
attack
on a
with
hit,
it.
the target takes blah, 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 blah. All right, so I got to roll thingamadoodle.
Yeah, roll your attacks.
Anyway, casting time is a bonus action. Does that mean I can still...
Means you can still attack.
Casting time is a bonus action, which means you can either attack with it or attack yourself, because your bonus action is attacking with it or casting it.
So the bonus action is to cast it, and then you can make an attack immediately with it, using your bonus action.
Oh, well then, no. I'll just keep that up for now because my hammer is going to be stronger.
Well, no. So you can still
Well-
attack with your hammer, despite the fact that you're casting this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
we're saying.
So I'm saying I cast and then... So, okay. I
Attack.
cast and then I can either hit with the ghost hammer or this
No,
hammer.
as part of the spell, you get to make an attack. with
Oh,
your bonus action.
lovely. Cool.
Yeah, when you cast a spell, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet. So as part of it,
Oh, there you
can
go.
attack.
Boom.
Cool. 14 to hit doesn't happen.
Nope.
And then
After all
I would like to
that.
swing with my real hammer.
Yep.
Doesn't hit either.
All right.
Or, well,
Makalos's
wait,
turn.
20? 20 doesn't hit, right?
20 does hit.
Yeah, 19 doesn't hit worth shit.
That's right. Fuck. Yeah, that's right. Well then, 10 damage.
10?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Makalos is going to use the trident on the doctor. He's going to claw at Vermal, and then it's going to use one of its legendary actions to bite Tordek.
I don't think I healed myself. Oh, I did not.
You should do that.
I did.
For 10.
Yep. Forgot to add that.
Oof. All right. Doctor, you're going to take 10 damage.
We'll just eliminate that one I just put there.
The good doctor giveth and taketh away again.
What's the phrase?
Vermal, you're going to take 13 damage on a natural 20.
God, that's your second one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the same dice. God damn.
And I
And
can't
then
hit
the
him with
bite
shit either. Because 19
hits Tordek for 11 damage.
Okay.
He rolled max damage.
I don't have any
And Dareth.
Y'all, I already used up my big one.
Oh, also, Doctor, roll a Constitution saving throw.
God, dicks. 12 plus 2, 14.
Fuck. I wanted you to fail like one time.
Never.
I was introducing a new game mechanic. No.
Poison.
Dareth.
Well, you can take my life, but you can never take my freedom.
Eldritch Blast.
I'm so surprised.
And I miss with the first one, but the second one is a 24
That hits.
for 19 force damage.
Cool. Tordek.
I want to do other stuff, but there's a lot of people around him, and I don't think
slash,
they
slash.
appreciate Fireball.
//
Nope.
All right, Vermal.
Alright, here we go again.
Mamma mia.
Fucking fuck. I'm gonna use some of my
Sorry.
luck and re-roll that one. Okay. So it's fucking 19.
Nope.
And then I will try again. And it's 19 again.
Yeah.
Getting great 19s here.
If he had one less AC, you would be hitting the shit out of him.
Remind me never to give Vermal a weapon that crits on 19.
Every time.
It's Pippin's turn.
Pippin bores him. Do I still get advantage?
You sure do. You get advantage, and Pippin gets advantage.
Oh, well, nice to know for the future. That's it. He didn't get it.
All right, Radford.
Radford would like to heal himself. Heal thyself, surgeon. Or whatever it is. I don't care. Physician. That's the phrase. Because otherwise he's going to die.
Yeah.
So anyway, a creature you touch, me, get dice hand into mine. This one. Like it pretty, but not it. That one. There we go. I'm very smart. 4 plus my spellcasting attack ability modifier. Wait. Ability's not attack, right? Was it different ones? So that's just plus 3 probably. Yeah. Cool. 7 extra health for me, and I do that by slapping my own chest.
Marvelous.
Through the hole that's in your armor.
Oh fuck, that's right.
Hey, it didn't.
No, you like slap the like trident mark to like heal it.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like in Star Wars 7 when Kylo Ren just keeps punching his own leg. But I'm not a misogynist, so it's fine.
All right.
That's the difference.
Makalos is going to do the exact same thing he did last turn and use the second of his 3 legendary actions.
I'm sorry, I wasn't actually done. 'Cause I
Oh,
still
sorry.
have a bonus action to do.
Oh,
Which is
yeah,
with
do
that
it.
Magic sword.
Oh, yeah. Do it.
Cool. So,
Do it.
yeah, that's D20 plus 6. So, fingers fucking crossed. 16. So, no. And I see my movement is not advantageous in the situation. I can't really get away from this.
No, I mean, if you moved, he would. You can either 5 foot, or if you moved, he would get to attack you.
All right, explain this to me again. 5-footing is literally just scooting back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, so the implication of 5-footing is that you're continuing to parry blows and just slowly move yourself backwards 5 feet.
Sure.
Where
right.
moving is you turn around to run, and when you turn around, you get fucking hit.
Understood. Okay, then I 5 foot back.
Cool.
Now I am done.
Marvelous. Makalos. So he's not going to do the same thing because the doctor is not within range. So Tordek, you are going to take a claw and a bite, and Vermal, you are going to take a trident. The trident hits for 7 on Vermal. The claw hits for 6 damage on Tordek. And the... What's Tordek's AC?
15.
And it does hit again, so you take 7 on the bite.
Am I supposed to do a consultation?
Yeah, you sure are.
5.
Yes!
It's never a good sign.
When he draws the trident out of you, you start gushing blood from the serrated edges of the trident. Take 5 bleeding damage.
Gross.
Dareth, it's your turn.
I will try to think of something more exciting to do, but will fail to do so, so I will Eldritch Blast. And both of those are going to miss.
All right, Tordek.
//
Remember to roll with advantage.
Yeah, I know that now. Crit, 19. So 6, 11, 14. And then, here's an axe.
Wait, you said you hit... Oh, yeah, gotcha. How much damage was that?
14.
I was like, you don't hit on a 19, but then I remembered that you have a cool weapon.
23 for...
Boom.
3... 9 regular damage and 7 poison damage.
So that's a total of 16?
Yes. Yes.
Cool. Vermal.
I'm gonna 5 foot away.
Boop.
Dig it. And I guess I will just chuck a regular dagger at it.
All right.
What are daggers again? That's a D8?
D4.
D4? Sweet. Oh, alright. Well, that's an unnatural 20.
Nice.
Is that dexterity, right?
Yep.
Okay, so for 4 damage.
Cool. Pippin.
4 is in. Well, yeah, tusks them. Thing.
4 boars.
And he didn't get it.
Redford.
Can I safely put a little more distance between me and the awful beastie?
Yeah, you sure can now.
Okay, cool. Then I would like to safely put a little more distance between me and the awful beastie.
Do you want to be up against the wall or just a little ways away?
No, I'm not dumb. I'd like to be halfway between me and the wall. Wait,
Yeah.
hold up. I'd like to be halfway between the wall and the beast.
There we go.
That's good enough. Cool. I would like to.
That is literally the halfway point.
No, I believe you. I really do believe that you can do division. Don't worry.
You said good enough, so it's just like, no, it's exactly what the fuck you asked for. What are you doing?
Anyway, I'm going to use Sacred Flame. So roll your thingamadoodle.
Ooh.
Dexterity.
Dexterity save.
And this is at disadvantage still, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, he fails.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
Let's do 2d8 of... I see it.
And go ahead and do me a favor and save me math and double it.
Nice. Holy shit.
32 radiant damage.
Cool.
I did
So
max.
you summon up the sacred flame inside of the thing's head, and these holy flames just start to consume it, and the like troll part of its face falls off, and flames are coming out of its other eye and its mouth, and it slumps to the ground with a heavy thud.
Alright, never mind.
What?
I was gonna see if I could hit him with the hammer.
I
The
was gonna
spiritual
say, is your
hammer.
bonus action to yell at it?
No, I was gonna see if the spiritual hammer would just go thunk. Just hit him one more
Also
time.
did.
Aw.
Just to be sure.
Eden stands there kind of panting after a hard exertion because that clearly took some effort. And his rage begins to subside ever so slowly, though he is still sad. Because someone died.
Yeah.
And depression.
And depression.
Are we safe-ish now?
Well, there's all these prisoners. As far as we know, they're safe.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut us off here for this week, because like if we go any further, like we'll be here for another hour.
And I'll
All right,
be late to
let's do
work.
it.
We hunger.
Yeah. So we're gonna cut off here.
Alright.
I had 3 donuts this morning. I'm good.
I have not eaten since yesterday, and also it's 2:40.
I went
Yeah.
to McDonald's again, and I picked up someone else's order on accident.
Nice.
Nice.
I was tired. And I had to do it first.
Accident? Or did you just walk into a McDonald's and grab somebody's order?
It was functionally similar to what I ordered,
Alright.
but slightly different.
It contained things that are technically food.
As any McDonald's product possibly could. This week brought to you by Burger King. Have it your way.
Oh God.
And that is how we get sued.
Hey, this has been Speak of the Devil, an Infinity Break production, produced by myself, Ben Hamlin, and themself, Johnny Ronaldo. And you know what? You self, Andrew.
Yeah, me too.
I do
Yourself.
some stuff sometimes.
We all take part in this. And Christina.
We all work.
Who is not helpful in the slightest.
I wasn't going to say that out loud. Written and hosted by the same said Johnny Ronaldo with players.
Tara Boussard.
Andrew Akel.
Christina Gray.
And Ben Hamlin. I'm going to do that way from now on.
Nice.
Our logo was by the incredible Stacey Lefebvre, and you can find her work at Stace Art on Facebook. That is STACEART. Most of our other show art was done by the incredible Tara Bossart, and you can find her work at your website, which has a name. That you
Yeah, totally has a name and an address, which I don't have at the ready for you.
FifthAeon.com.
No.
Isn't it?
It's .net, but also it's not just fifthaeon.com because it's a Wix site. So you're going to have to search for it until I get the exact http:// for you.
Never mind. We'll put that in the show notes. As I've already said, this show is a product of InfinityBreak.net, where we are telling stories our own way. Podcasts, webcomics, live streams, video, and more, all at InfinityBreak.net. If you like what you're hearing, please take time to follow this channel and be here next week for the continuation of this story. Stay tuned to this channel later this week. Actually in a week from now, because Roll With It Live is every other Friday at 6 p.m. PST with Dungeon Master Dakota Kiger. Although we have recently had a problem where we are not able to find players for this show. If you are yourself an Infinity Break fan or a fan of any sort of tabletop whatsoever, please consider joining the Infinity Loop group so that you can perhaps volunteer when the call goes out for potential players for Roll With It Live. It would mean the world to us because we very much like doing that show. You can follow us on social media at InfinityBreak23 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for updates on all your favorite shows and extra behind-the-scenes info about what we're doing here at IB. We have a Facebook group that I just mentioned where we discuss all sorts of nerdery topics. This week we have discussed, among other things, the new season of Castlevania, the potential of a Metroid movie. Please.
One can only hope.
One can hope. I'm going to comment more on that when I get home because, I got thoughts about Ridley.
I like it.
And, of
Vin
course...
Diesel, yeah.
Are you suggesting Vin Diesel plays Ridley?
Yeah.
Can we...
Okay. And then Andrew, of course, is running our monster tournament over there. Andrew, what is the current match?
It's Mind Flayer versus Drider, and it looks like Mind Flayer is going to win pretty easily. Not that surprising.
As it should.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's the place to be. Join Infinity Loop today because you get to participate in all of that. If you're a nerd, you're obviously going to be pedantic, so join us. Anyway, real quick, for the players with online presences, where can people find you online, should you wish to be found? You can find me, for example, at Ben C. Hamlin, that is BenCham. LIN over on twitter.com.
You can find me at Ander Epidemic on Twitter.
He's been posting a lot of Red Dead Redemption videos.
It's true.
They're pretty good.
I'm CyberSatyr over on Twitter, and I mostly am just using it for activist stuff, so I hope you like that.
And I'm Christina A. Gray on Twitter.
I am at Johnny Ronaldo.
And how?
Finally, if you like what we're doing here, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/InfinityBreak, where you can start a donation with us for as little as $1 a month. That is $12 a year if you need help with the multiplication. You get access to all sorts of behind-the-scenes nonsense from us, including extra analysis from Horses of Men, bloopers from Curses, and eventually we'll start doing bonus content for this very program. We truly could not have created this very program had it not been without the generous help of our sponsors. Lastly, merchandise can be found at the shop link on our website. And lastly, as said earlier in this very episode, Speak of the Bard is next week. We'll post a time as we get closer, and we'll provide more details as things goes on.
It's gonna be fucking good.
It's gonna be fucking good.
It's gonna be amazing.
I just read Glenn's character sheet. He appears to be a pan-romantic half-orc into musical theater. I'm
Nice.
very excited.
Aren't they all?
I'm gonna. Hey.
Anyway, so I'm very excited for this game. It's a wonderful world of music and fun. Anyway, hey, I think that's absolutely everything. Once again, this has been Speak of the Devil. If you live in the United States, go vote! You got 3 days! Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next week at the exact same time. Andrew?
No, we won't.
No, we won't. Never mind. Later in the
No,
day.
we won't. Andrew.
Am I the one? Okay. What is it?
End this fucking nightmare.
There it is.
Are we
That
done
was
streaming?
perfect.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
we
What
need
was
to
it?
leave now just so that we get to work on time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I have no notes, nothing. I'm hungry.
And
Yeah, that's why I was trying to roll that up
And
super
then to go
quickly.
to my comics
No, I
and
dig
need
it.
to
Thank
go
you,
home.
Johnny.
I think that
Yeah.
in the future we probably shouldn't start combat 10 minutes before 2.
Yeah.
Cool. Noted.
Didn't mean to say that.
Oh God! Why
Whoa.
then? Why?
I thought it was.
It's
God
okay.
damn
It
it,
was
Ben.
just the camera. It wasn't me and Christina.
Look at my look
now
at my
it's
window.
looking at the blinds.
Yep.
It's better than my face.
That camera is now blinded.
For fuck's sake!
+1 inspiration to you for next week.
Shit, yeah.
Yes, now my
Except
kitchen.
2 weeks from now.
Yeah, 2 weeks from now.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Ben, why? It's not gonna stand. You haven't closed.
I know. No. I was-
Just stop doing things.
leave
Guys,
it
guys,
alone.
I was literally just checking if the lens was broken.
Okay,
That's
that's
it.
fair.
Y'all, I swear.
Yay! I was inspired.
All right. Bye, everybody. Now I can't hear you because there's no microphone.